Hello, and welcome everyone to this recording of an Enclave mission. It's my first ever recorded mission, and yeah, a little bit about me. I'm fairly new to Enclave. I've mainly conduited, and I'm making my first steps into seeing if I can share these missions with the wider world. Um, so yeah, let me introduce the characters who are going to be joining us today. Um, yeah, going first with Reece, if you could introduce yourself.
Yeah, uh, my name's Reece, and I've been playing Enclave since 2023 when the first edition of Advent came out after the Kickstarter. I've mostly conduited, but I've played a fair bit too. And today I will be playing a character named Basim, whose class is Shonen, which is one of the reward classes that can be unlocked by participating on the server.
Cool, thank you. And let's go over to Tomáš.
Hello, I am one of the characters that's being introduced today. I'm Tomáš. I got a new haircut, so if this ends up being on YouTube, please let me know how it looks. I'm going to be playing Owain. Owain is an aspiring knight, and he also happens to be 13 years old, so a very responsible person to be sent into an abandoned mine, which may or may not be occupied by uh, horrific creatures. We'll see. But he can hold his ground, and he's very good at working ceramics. It's one of his hobbies, so maybe that will be convenient for this mission. We shall see.
Okay, and I think it's important to note that Owain is the most powerful player, despite being the youngest. So if this mission seems to becoming quite dramatic and violent, it's the youngest character playing that's to blame. Um, with his fresh haircut.
That clearly that's why he's allowed to participate despite being so young. He's like the overpowered protagonist of the anime.
Yeah.
Did I even mention that he's like a badger folk?
You had not mentioned that yet.
No, that's kind of important to know.
You also didn't mention that he's a lithomancer, which in a mine pretty useful.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
And last but no means least, Jules, if you could please
Yep.
introduce yourself.
Jules, also known as Just Jules, which, yeah, you can guess. Been in a few recorded missions, been on the server for a couple months now, getting close to I think we've actually passed half a year or somewhere around that. Yeah, I'll be playing Ravi, or however you want to pronounce that name. A rabbit folk witchfinder, though the rabbit folkness isn't immediately obvious because they're covered head to top of the ears in clothes, very much dressed more like a witch themselves, but we'll get to that in assembly as well. Yeah,
Okay.
it will be interesting. First time I'll be playing a Witchfinder. Also one of the reward classes like the Shonen, like the Lithomancer. So very exclusive club here.
Yeah. We've got the cool kids. So, if everyone's ready, shall we get started?
Mm-hmm.
So, just to start with focus words, the ones that were provided for today's missions were immersive environmental storytelling skeleton. So, yep. That should be fairly obvious when it kind of comes in because it's quite specific. Dispense Luminosity and the mountain, the moon cave, and the sad god. So, we'll chat at the end to see if you've noticed where they've been threaded into the storyline. I'm usually quite obvious, so it should be fairly clear. But let's see how it goes. Okay, so in terms of today's mission, A remote mining outpost has gone silent. An initial survey of the outpost has identified the following. Strange pulses of blue-violet light have been seen flickering from the mine's entrance. Drone images have discovered 2 separate subterranean zones. So there's a worked cave complex which looks to have been recently inhabited, with signs of smuggling, ritual activity, and a central stone dais, and a deep canyon threaded with precarious bridges and abandoned gear as if it was evacuated in a hurry. So Enclave wants answers. In terms of your primary objectives, determine what the miners smugglers were doing in the hollow, investigate the canyon, and potentially stop whatever is awakening, or understand it or make a deal with it. It's your call.
Is becoming friends a reasonable goal?
It's always a reasonable goal. Any questions at all?
Yeah, so you mentioned drones, so should we be expecting modern tech level?
Yeah, fairly sort of modern.
Mm.
Is magic something that commonly exists in this setting? Like, obviously, ritual activity, there's gonna be something magical, but is it like, is magic commonly used, or is it more like modern day where like more like occult and stuff?
I would say magic exists in the setting, but it's kind of a little bit forgotten about. So it's like with the rise in tech, magic is not as central to everything.
Okay.
Any unusual cave inhabitants we should know about?
Don't know.
Are we teleporting in to like right outside the cave or inside the cave, or like what part of the cave, if so?
Yeah, so you're going to be teleported directly outside the cave.
Okay.
What's an acceptable amount of collateral? Does the mine still have to be a mine after we're done with it?
Just demolish the whole place, right? Job done.
I think use your own discretion. So, yeah, collateral damage is acceptable, but has to be justified based on the circumstances.
Okay.
I mean, you have also got a lithomancer with you, so hopefully any damage could be potentially repaired or.
I mean, potentially.
I was more thinking of the lithomancer causing the damage.
Yeah, potentially the damage could be far worse because of a lithomancer.
Because Witchfinder isn't gonna do jack shit to a mine.
I think I might be able to do something to a mine. I'm only level 3, but even so.
You can punch the support.
I could. I also have my ultimate strike ability, which is like, well, it's described as a devastating magical attack, so I feel like that's probably pretty good at damaging supports.
Probably.
Any other questions?
You may have mentioned this, but do we know how many people we should be expecting to meet and how many we should be like first going?
So the mining operation was not a massive operation, so I'd say about 5 or 6 of them.
And these people are like inside the mine still? Are they trapped there or something?
You don't know, but they haven't come out of the mine.
Ah.
And these people are human, right?
The miners are human, yes.
All right.
If
Have
there's
they ever met?
Oh.
Have they ever met an anthropomorphic animal with a
no,
sword?
they won't have done. No, no. So you're going to be an anomaly to them. Yeah, and so is Ravi.
Ravi doesn't exactly look non-human because the most non-human part about rabbit folk is the ears, and they have a large capotain to hide that.
Speaking of things that'll look weird to these people, what is the sort of fashion sense like? Are we talking Greeks with togas, Victorian outfits, sci-fi, Star Trek costumes?
In terms of what are the people who live there, what do they wear?
Yeah,
It'd
yeah,
be like modern day wear, so they'd just be dressed
cool.
like miners.
Fair enough.
So if anything, you're going to be the weird looking characters in this situation.
Yeah.
I think that's the case for like most agents
Yeah.
in most places.
Yeah. No matter where you turn up, you always look weird if you're an Enclave
Yeah.
agent.
Okay, if there's no further questions, let's move to assembly. So, you are each individually escorted through the sleek grey hallways of Enclave HQ, following a silent attendant, passing by a range of weird and wonderful characters, not all of them human, like some of you, and following a similar faceless attendant before you're individually brought to the assembly room for teleportation. And the first person to enter is Owain. So please could you introduce your character and tell us what they're doing when they enter into this room.
So yeah, Owain is a badger folk. He is 13, so he's not fully grown. He's somewhat short, but rather broad and somewhat muscular. It's kind of his job to be, strong and be able to move earth. So he's been working out a little bit. Besides that, he has a bastard sword, which is a sword that is way taller than Owain himself. But it's okay. He's going to find a way to make it work. He's wearing like a regular sort of medievalish tunic and plaid mail shoes and boots, but not like a chest plate itself or a helmet, just shoes and gauntlets. He's going to enter the room. No one is there. Owain is quite loud. He's wearing a lot of equipment and also the plate mail and stuff. So yeah, he's going to very loudly enter the room. And since no one is there, he's just going to casually sit at a chair and is going to be snacking on some crickets or worms or whatever. Perhaps a few berries. Maybe
Okay.
a single small piece of lettuce.
And as you're munching on your lettuce, the second person to enter the room is Basim bin Ainjaz bin Rahani al Sahir.
Nice. Yeah. And so I will, for the benefit of the people playing today, I will pop an image into the chat of what Basim looks like. But for those of you listening to this after the fact, he's a 19-year-old guy with brown skin. He's got spiky green hair, golden, slit-pupiled eyes, and he wears a really long white skirt with golden, armor plate sort of things on it, and massively oversized manacles on his wrists. He does not have a shirt on. But yeah, anyway. So I walk into the room and would see this badger individual over at the table. Also, I should actually mention as well, I have a sword, which is basically just a short sword at the moment, although it can change. But yeah, it's a sword, but the blade appears to be made out of green jade. So just casually holding this sword in one hand, because I don't have a scabbard for it, and walk on over to this badger person, look over his shoulder at the bugs that he's eating, and just say, "Yo, how's it going?"
Hello. Quite good. Do you want some?
No thanks. That looks absolutely repulsive.
Well, it could be better, but good enough.
I
imagine, as everything in Enclave, the bugs and everything is just sort of gray flavored.
Yeah. I will then hold out a hand and say, "Basim bin Ajas bin Ruhani Al Sahir. Pleasure to meet you."
How intent does he seem to be on the handshake?
I am literally holding my hand like an inch or so away from your face.
I think I have 2 pluses to spirit. Do I feel like if I gave you a respectful nod, would that be enough? Or would he be the sort of person to only accept a handshake?
He would be the sort of person who would like just stand there and smile at you for like a good few seconds after you nodded, and then eventually take the hint.
Well, Owain has dealt with these people before, so but he's not going to give him a handshake while he's sitting down. So Owain is actually just going to push the chair away, stand up. I think is to like hop off the chair because it's a bit too tall for him. I mean, of course, this Enclave, it could have a better sized chair, but I imagine not in this case. He's going to hop down, take a very upright stance, very knightly, and take a handshake. My name is Owain. Nice to meet you.
Owain, huh? That's a nice name. It's quite short. Do you have any other names?
Oh, I do have a surname, yes. He doesn't elaborate.
Yeah, and at this point is probably where Ravi shows up.
I want to add just one more thing. If you ever see a European badger, it's notably hard to read their emotions. The creature is pretty much like all snout and nothing else. So it's kind of hard to guess what Owain is feeling.
That's fair.
But he would smile a bit and he would give you a deep bow before returning to eat the crickets. He's not going to sit though. He's just going to be eating crickets standing now.
And on that, Ravi is going to enter into the room.
Ravi is, for a rabbit folk, rather tall. In real terms, they are from the top of the ears to the toes, 1.5 meters tall, so about the same size as Owain. Covered in clothing, like hat. They have something that covers most of their face, and just coat. Like there's almost no skin showing at all. If there was, you would see that they have light blue hair and also light blue ears. Oceany blue eyes, at least the one that's visible. They seem to have a staff of some kind affixed to their back. And yeah, once she enters the room, looks around, sees the other 2 people, and walks up with a hand out for. Honestly, I think she would approach Owain first. So holding her hand out for him, not too intent on the handshake. Well, I'll be working with the 2 of you today, I presume. I'm Ravi, Witchfinder. Nice to meet you.
Owain is from, well, he's originally from a modern setting, but got adopted by like a medieval setting. So he's been raised in a culture that obviously highly values women that sort of like are noble women, right, and appear like very knowledgeable and that sort of stuff. And you have a pointed head, you look like a sorcerer. So Owain immediately sees that you're a person worthy of respect, and he's not going to question the handshake. This one is going to have the slightest hint of enthusiasm. Hello, I'm Owain.
Nice to meet you.
And I am Basim bin Ajas bin Ruhani Al Sahir. I see that you also are a person with a short name.
I lost the rest of my names in the war. I will also admit I will not remember the entirety of your name.
That's fine.
Is it okay if I
Basim
just... Yeah. Okay. Nice to meet you, Basim.
Owain is going to do a deep bow after the handshake because, this looks like a courtly person, so he's going to do the polite courtly bow.
So the facade is working, is what you're telling me.
I mean, Owain has been, he's been trained to do this sort of stuff, so.
After that, they'll walk on over and pour themselves a cup of an herbal tea, just to have something to sip on. She even seems to be wearing gloves. Like, there's so little skin showing.
Okay.
The opposite from Basim.
Yes.
Well, Owain is going to sit back at the table. Given that we are apparently having tea, Owain is going to wish into existence some sort of like highly watered down beer because, Middle Ages. So that's what he's going to have just on the table existing. As he's going to look at Basim. Your hair color is very unusual. Is that what your people normally have?
Well, not just this colour. Lots of people have different colours of hair where I'm from. And eyes too. Lots of people have different eyes. I saw a girl once who had like W-shaped eyes. That was kind of cool. Octopus eyes, basically, for people with.
I don't think Owain knows what an octopus is, but he's going to nod. I think Owain is the sort of person that has never seen a sea, and if he would have, he would be afraid of it. Would you like some crickets? He's going to sort of like nudge the bowl of crickets towards Ravi.
Thank you. I think having just the tea is fine before the teleportation.
And as Ravi says that, an agent who you hadn't noticed appears to have been stood the whole time in the back of the room, and they step forwards and they say, "Agents, please, when you're ready, take your places atop the telepads." And so, any kind of final interactions or actions before you go onto the telepads?
Nothing really from me. I think I'll just head on over there.
Owain is going to rush through his snack, just going to devour pretty much the entire thing, while not having a single drink of anything. I think he actually kind of hates beer. He's been, trained to hate beer because he's a child. But then he is in a society that doesn't mind that, so he just sort of willed it into existence because it's the polite thing for him to do at a courtly feast. But yeah, that's fine. Just had some crickets, and now he's going to step on the telepad.
Also, I just realised I was wrong earlier. It's not octopuses, it's cuttlefish that have the W-shaped eyes.
Well, I am 100% sure that Owain does not know what a cuttlefish is.
That's fine.
Ravi is also going to finish the rest of their cup before putting it away and walking over to the last telepad. Just kind of patting themselves down, especially around their left wrist for some reason.
Okay. And as you all take your positions on your assigned telepads, a strange sensation rises through you, starting at your feet. You get an uncanny sense of lightness and a tingling sensation that works up your body. When it hits your stomach, there's a twisting motion, and then it kind of keeps going up and up until it gets to your eyes, and then your vision fractures into an array of different colors. Sound seems to stretch thin and snap, and for a heartbeat, you feel yourselves just not existing. No sense of space, no sense of self. And then just as suddenly, the world slams back into focus, and you find yourselves stood at the abandoned outpost. Snow is drifting across the ground, and there's a faint glow pulsing from deep within the mine. You can see footprints leading into the mine. Yeah, so characters actions on porting in.
Well,
Could we go ahead? I think it would be quicker than Owain.
well, I guess we just should probably go in now. By the way, maybe should have asked this ahead of time, but do either of you have a light?
I could make one. It
That's
would take a while, but if you take enough matter and push it inwards with enough strength, it will. The wind makes like an explosion, motion. Would provide some light.
nice. I mean, I might be able to illuminate something, maybe. It's not exactly an area of expertise of mine, but when I sort of like put my hand over my eyes and like kind of peer into the mine, does it look like there are any either currently lit torches or like just like lanterns on the walls or something that look like they could be lit up, if not already turned on?
So when you look into the mine, there's a flickering light, so it's almost like a candle. So on first looking, it seems like there might be lanterns lit inside there.
Well, everyone, looks like there could be lanterns inside. There might not be, but hopefully there are. We won't need to worry too much about this.
Well, I can find my way in the dark regardless.
Well, that's
Can
good.
someone do that as well? Not exactly find my way, but I can find something even when it's dark.
Should we
Nice.
try to shout in the mine?
I
See if
think that the risk would outweigh the reward. Either it wouldn't be heard at all, it could be heard by the people we're searching for, or it could be heard by someone who is not going to appreciate us entering.
Well, if such a person or creature is in there, I suspect we may encounter them eventually regardless.
Yeah, I'm not exactly the most stealthiest of people, personally. So
Owain gives you like a look which conveys the emotion of a thumbs up, and then goes towards the cave and screams like, "Anyone in there!"
So as you shout into the cave, you hear a deep guttural roar, like
I forgot to mention that Owain has a guide shield. That guide shield is going in front of him as he hears.
It's almost as if the mine is exhaling, and that's the sound coming out. You
But
also
it didn't seem like a natural echo though, right?
No, it seems like something deep and primal was responding. You also, as you got closer to the entrance, as well as the footprints, noticed something far larger, not just a human footprint, but a larger footprint.
If you would accept this, I think Owain would have basic knowledge of tracking. I think that is something he would have learned in his adaptive environment. Does that seem like a footprint I could reasonably recognize of being like somewhat similar to a real creature? Again, he wouldn't have like a zoological understanding, but he would have like a common monsters or like common creatures of the forest understanding.
So this does not appear to be the footprint of a creature of the forest. For one thing, it's massive. It's like, in comparison to the human footprint, it's maybe 6-7 times the size.
I think that was a bear. Owain responds based on the sound and the footprint.
Well,
If
I don't know if
that's
it's
a bear, then that's a very large bear.
awesome.
I think they're quite large.
Fighting a giant bear, now that sounds like a fun time.
So perhaps we can reason with them. Owen is at this point going to be somewhat like going into the mine now. He's a little bit afraid, but he's done this enough times that he's rather confident that he can fight a bear. I mean, he has never fought a bear specifically, but you know.
Okay. What are the rest of you doing? Are you following behind him?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
The safest place to be is with these two, so I suppose
That's questionable.
Yeah, very questionable.
it's safer than being by herself, so she
Yeah.
will follow as well.
So
Does she have any reflex? Do any of us have? She's got one. She's got one, so she can
Yeah,
be a little bit stealthy, potentially.
yeah. Also, the watch code, the
True,
crowd.
true. Yeah,
Well, meanwhile, Owain's shoes and gauntlets just cling every time he takes a step.
yeah.
so
Yeah.
as you make your way into the entrance of the mine, this blue-violet pulse, you kind of can see it's not lanterns, it's like a light permeating its way through the mine. Um, Again, as you kind of head in, you hear this again, another deep, ancient sound that seems to vibrate through you, so you can feel it in your bones. And you can smell a smell of damp stone and can hear the faint echo of dripping water.
And we have enough light on the walls and such for now.
It's the whole place is glowing.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Yeah. So
I
you
know.
can see that there's a lantern inside. It's not lit, but there is a lantern that you could light and take with you. There's some crates stacked neatly. You can see some bedrolls. And actually there's what was a campfire. Um, so you can see that people have obviously lit a fire at the entrance.
cool. Is this lantern like on the wall or like? Well, I mean, is it like hanging on the wall or is it like actually like attached to the wall like a fixture?
It's it's sat at the side, so it's
Oh
not
right, okay,
attached. So you could sort of take it and carry with you if you wanted to.
awesome. Um, in that case, I will go over to that lantern and like open up the front of it or whatever, and then where the flame should be, I will just like pinch it with my fingers, like as if I was extinguishing a candle, and use that as the paired action for a manifestation to summon a small flame. Then like remove my fingers quickly and then sort of like blow on them, kind of just as if they were burnt a little bit. Again, just as the paired action for the manifestation. And I would like a small flame, but I would like it to be jade green, because that is the sort of color that I associate with Basim's magical powers.
Yep. So a small jade green flame appears on the lantern, and its light is cast around where you are.
Awesome.
Interestingly, the flame seems to flicker in the same sort of frequency or like pulsing as the light that you can see flickering around the cave.
Cool. I will then pick up this lantern in my free hand. So I've now got a sword in one hand and a lantern in the other, and then just kind of stand with the other two.
Okay.
If we encounter an enemy that is too large, or if there's too many of them, I will try to hold them back. You can go further into the mine. If you ever need to get my attention, just try to disturb the earth somehow. I will get a sense of that.
Nice. I can definitely do that.
Could be possible.
So you do see like around the remains of the fireplace. You can see there's a mug of tea, long gone cold. There's a journal lying sort of on the ground. Um, as well as some sleeping bags, so you can see that obviously people will be here.
Ravi is going to, upon seeing that journal, is going to approach and pick it up and like read from the back. So like the last 1 or 2 entries that were written is what she's mostly interested in.
Yeah, so the last entry of note is writing that says, "It sang back today, not an echo, a reply."
Okay. So seems like the people here knew about this thing lurking down there. Going to go back a day, like an entry worth of space.
Notice that the sound of the drops kind of becomes quite pronounced.
Owain is going to start whistling.
When the drops, if I also notice the drops becoming more pronounced before Owain drowns out the noise with his whistling, I would like to kind of approach that area with the lantern held out in front of me to see if I can figure out where they're coming from.
So, as you take your lantern up and head towards where, plop, plop, you can see like a big black sheet, and the sound is coming from behind this sheet.
Well, how far away am I from the others by the time I reach this
You're still
point?
fairly close to them.
Okay, that's fine. In that case, I will just move on past the sheet then, so long as I'm not getting like really far away from them.
Okay. As you go past the sheet, you get a smell, a really strong mossy smell. It's almost like it's been wafted towards you. Bloop. Bloop.
And does like illuminating anything with the lantern, do I see anything different? Like lots of moss, for example?
You don't see any moss.
Hey, Owain, I don't mean to stereotype, but you look like you might have a good sense of smell.
Of course. Owain says without understanding why that could be a stereotype.
This weird black sheet smells a lot like moss to me. Do you smell anything like odd about it?
Well, Owain is going to check that out. 2 pluses to sensory, and a huge amount of background experience with gardening.
So the smell of the moss isn't coming from the sheet; it's coming from behind the sheet.
Alright. In that case, he's going to get his sword and just pull it aside with the sword.
So as you pull the sheet to one side, you see a skeleton with a microphone wafting some smoke which has like moss burning in it, and going bloop. And as you do that, like look in shock.
Wait, does it seem to freeze, or
It seems to freeze, kind of like.
and are we freezing? Do we mean freezing like trying not to be spotted, or like actually just shut off? Doesn't exist. It's like a being anymore.
Freezing as if like it's pretending to be like a skeleton. But you do notice as it's doing that, it carefully puts its microphone down and just kind of like lies there like a skeleton.
Hello. Not that Owain was not taken aback at all, but he's seen weirder things. So,
It realizes that you're kind of looking at it quite intently, so it drops its head back and like lets its jaw drop as if it's just like a skeleton there.
Hey, Mr. Skeleton, do you want to fight? I gesture with my sword.
It starts shaking a little bit, and seems to almost trying to slink down so it doesn't exist.
No, listen, it is all right. We are here to help people that need to be helped. Do you want us to bring you outside? My name is Owain, by the way. He's going to kneel down and going to reach for a handshake with the skeleton.
Oh, you offer the skeleton a handshake, do you?
Yeah, sure. We were trying to socialize.
So the
Basim,
skeleton sort of realizing that it's not going to get away with playing dead, puts its skeletal hand up to shake your hand.
Owain is going to reach for a hand and is going to do so very awkwardly, very slowly, like very conscious of the fact that like if he pulls a bit too much, like he's going to pull the skeleton apart, right? So very careful with every movement. Do you speak?
It shakes its head.
you can make drip noises, but you can't speak.
Do you?
It kind of it doesn't make drip noises. It kind of produces an array of different sort of atmospheric sounds.
That's neat. Do you like being here? Is this somewhere you want to be?
It nods its head.
All right.
Hey, Ravi, come over and see this. We found a skeleton that can almost talk. It's kind of cool.
Would Ravi have read the entry by this point? Like, not the last one, but the one before that she was looking at?
Yes.
Okay. What would the entry be?
Sorry, when you say entry, do you mean the entry from the book?
Notebook, yeah, not the like after reading the last one, she like turned back a page and read the one before that. Well, these two went off and did their stuff.
So before that, there's reference to we found some interesting gems that we're going to be rich. This is going to make us. We just have to dig deeper.
The hubris of mankind. How usual.
Do you say that out loud?
No, she's just thinking that to herself.
Oh no, Owen would be nodding, but.
After hearing the other two call over, she's gonna put the notebook into a pocket that exists somewhere on the coat and head on over. What? And looking at the skeleton, tilting her head like 50 degrees.
The skeleton's
Curious.
looking a little bit intimidated now. There's three of you, and it holds its hands up and it just like starts.
Is it
no
hostile?
No.
I don't think so. I asked it if it wanted
Okay.
to fight, but it doesn't seem interested.
Okay. Then we're not gonna hurt you. That's not what we're here to do after all.
No, of course not. We are here to help. Owen is almost insulted by anyone suggesting that.
I mean,
listen,
it just looks a bit intimidated, you know.
Have you? Owen glances back. He's met skeletons before. I mean, most of them weren't chill, but you know they can be chill. He glances back at the skeleton. Have you met any people? You know, humans. He is saying that as if you know the skeleton wasn't a human originally.
The skeleton sort of shakes its head.
No, not recently. Not ever. One or two, perhaps. No.
We found something. We found something that looks like a campsite.
Yeah.
Did you see the humans who were making that campsite at all?
It nods its head.
Ah.
When did they last leave, roughly? Like, was it recent that they left?
So it gets a stick, and it draws a sun on the ground, and it kind of just like a a half sun, and then a moon, and then tries to communicate that way.
So about a day and a night ago.
It nods its head.
Okay, so roughly 24 hours, assuming that this place works in that time frame. Anyway. Okay, so that's not too long ago for them to all have died.
It looks at you, and the fact that you're not being very threatening, it takes its stick, and then behind it draws like a stick figure, and then behind that it draws an even bigger stick figure.
Is the enemy that makes the big roaring noise a giant? Is that what you're meaning? I see, grinning.
I think it's a bear standing up.
It could.
So it shakes its head.
Is that no to a giant or no to a bear standing up?
It shakes its head twice.
Ah, okay.
It's
Neither
at
of
the-
those.
It points.
But it is
It points.
something
It
large.
It points at the large stick figure, and it points at the side of the mine.
Mhm. Listen, but one moment. Why are we doing this? I understand that you seem to be having fun, or at least doing fine here. But surely you didn't just start doing this for no reason at all, right? Are you associated with the other?
It shakes its head.
Owain was going to say creatures, but he changes his word of choice to beings.
Yeah, it shakes its head.
Did the people know that you're here?
It shakes its head again.
And you were hidden here while they were here. Sure.
It starts doing what it was doing before when you came in.
Did the monster kill you? Were you human until the monster killed you?
It shakes its head again.
Did the people who were making the camp here flee from it? The larger being?
It sort of like does this.
Okay.
So they want to come with us? You're going to see what it's like for down in the mine.
It shakes its head and it goes to get the curtain and it kind of looks at you as if to say, "You can leave now."
Thank you.
Okay, that's still some useful information. Apparently.
Well, we know that the monster isn't a bear standing on its hind legs. That's something.
Yeah. And also
It does look very similar to a bear, however.
Yeah.
According to the notebook, the people who were mining here found a large gem or large gems further down and thought they were going to be rich.
Interesting.
There was still an entry after that, so given the state that the campsite is in, I don't think that's how they left it when they left for that. But, well, we know that their greed is partially to blame for this.
Now that we have heard this skeleton, yes. Do we think that the roaring of the mine was sourced from the skeleton?
No.
Alright. And I imagine at this point there's a bare rock pretty much everywhere, right? Like this isn't compact dirt, this is just rock and stone.
Yes.
Alright. Owain is going to just like kind of nod at his teammates and going to go a bit ahead. Then he grabs his sword as he's going down the hall and is going to slam the blade of the sword into the wall.
Mhm.
And he's not looking to like stab the sword all the way through the stone. He's just looking to like make a completely like unnerving discordant sound as he's dragging the sword along the wall of stone, right? Just making like the sort of like uncomfortable sound as he's activating tremor sense, which lets him perceive his surroundings via vibrations in the ground. I'm somewhat trying to, like as I'm like matching the shriek with the sword, like running it against the stone. I'm kind of trying to match the sound of the creature, if I can at all. Well, if it is a creature, right? Perhaps it's the mind itself talking, but
Okay.
we shall see.
So from your tremor sense, you get a sense that beyond where you are, it opens up into like a big chasm. There's like loads of tunnels that go all over the place. You get a sense of there is movement, but it doesn't seem to be separate from the rock and the earth.
And do I sense the ground itself shifting?
Yes, you feel like in some parts it's like the ground is moving. Yep.
The tectonic plates seem to be moving. We have learned about the tectonic plates. I think this is what is happening. Maybe not. Maybe this is something magical, but as Owain would have, gone a bit ahead, I think he has to be actually like shouting at his teammates to be heard. He doesn't care about being quiet, though.
As you say that, there's a slight echo of what you say, but it's like tectonic plats. It's like your voice, but what's said has changed slightly.
Hmm. Hmm.
Well, given we know there's some kind of large creature in here, it could be that creature being's cause.
So I did not sense a large creature, and I think I would have sensed a large creature if it were there,
Oh.
right? No, I'm asking to convert.
Oh.
So
Or is it feasible that I could have missed it?
So you did sense large masses of rock.
Hmm. Would Owain be familiar with dirt being anthropomorphic or rock itself?
I mean, you literally can stone skin yourself.
No, yeah, no, and that literal, yeah, no. Makes sense.
You might not naturally think, oh, this is a stone person, because we're
Yeah.
talking like the scale we're talking is like
What?
3 to
Yeah,
4
what entail?
meters, 8 to 12 meters, 20 plus meters. So
All right. In that case, I'm going to change the direction instead of it being running my blade against the stone. I'm just going to grab it by the actual blade and hit a few times with the hilt of the sword, like into the rock, aiming for as flat of an impact as I can, to have like the largest mass of impact. Just like looking to make echo, trying to sense with that, like get a good estimate of how large this cave system really is and such.
yeah, so it's a large, extensive cave system.
Does it branch out, or are we talking about like an underground ravine, which is mostly consistent?
It seems like it will follow a certain route, so it does branch, but it kind of more or less all kind of interconnects.
And any human-made alternations to natural patterns?
So this part is human made, but the chasm of the sort of cave system is completely natural.
Well, I am going ahead into the chasm. You want to come as well?
Oh yeah, this sounds like it could be fun.
Might as well.
So as you go further, the tunnel begins to widen, and you see a chasm yawning open ahead of you. It is filled with that violet haze, that flickering light you've seen before. You can see a very precarious wooden bridge swaying over the impossible depths. And you can see growing from the side of the chasm are kind of crystal-like growths. And they almost seem like fallen stars which have been embedded in the canyon walls. Somewhere below you can hear something shifting, slow. So you can hear slight movement.
Hello? No response.
You might hear, hello.
Hmm. 2 pluses to spirit check. Is this just weird echo, or do I think this is someone actually replying properly? Well, not replying properly per se, but like someone intentionally mimicking me?
So in part it's an echo, in part it's almost like something is trying to communicate with you.
Can you speak through other means than through the echo?
So the flickering light that you can see sort of pulses a bit stronger, almost responding to you a bit, like it becomes a bit stronger.
Look! The cave knows about us. Owain is not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. You don't mind us being here, yes? We will not be staying too long. Hopefully.
It sort of it kind of becomes almost very luminescent, like moonlight, rather than the violet color, and it's almost flickers, almost as if it's like quivering, as if it's frightened or something. And you pick that up in your with your spirit. You pick up there's an element of fear.
So I can intuit the intent of the ground itself to some extent, but perhaps some of you would be more proficient at communicating with spirits. He looks to the person with the wizard hat.
I'm looking at him as he looks to Ravi, and then I also turn to look at Ravi. Like,
I'm thinking in that case, there's a very awkward moment where both of them lock eyes before Owain looks to Ravi.
yeah.
You would think so. Well, it does tell me that this is working. Not exactly. Well, I mean, I can try to get to the source of this associated magic, I would presume. Not necessarily communicate with it, but
Right. Do you need our help with something? We are here to help people, and I assume people also includes big caves. If you need help with something.
It goes back to the violet glow.
But it didn't seem to imply it's afraid of us, right? I mean, it's communicating, so.
Yeah, it's definitely not afraid of you.
Is there a chance that you want the other people to get out? No?
Yeah, you don't sense the same presence again.
Did it seem to leave, or is it disinterested in me at this point?
It
Owain is kind of guessing the disinterested part, but.
It wasn't disinterest. It's like it ran away.
Mm.
Oh no. I somehow realizes that he throws his sword and listens. I imagine this is the moment in Lord of the Rings that the sword starts shining, right? Orcs are nearby, like Owain is looking around, seeing if there's anything.
Was Ravi gonna do something?
Yes, I'm just trying to figure out how to do it.
Okay. While you're figuring that out, Basim,
Yes.
you feel like your gi flare involuntarily.
Oh, okay. So it is like it just activated by itself?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Okay. I just sort of feel this aura form around me, which I would like to say, if it's okay with you, would manifest as like a sort of jade green glow around my body. And look around myself basically, and just at the same time say to the others, "Huh, this doesn't normally happen. This normally requires my intent to activate it, but I can make this glowy stuff happen during a fight. So I think something might be about to attack us."
Yeah, no, Owain is assuming so as well.
Yep. As I'm again got my sword. I'm not gonna put the lantern down just yet. Although I will drop it if need be when something attacks.
Okay. I think in that case, Ravi is gonna mentally go fuck it and just stop trying to figure out how to do both of the things at once, and instead, and first drawing the aspergillum, aka the staff, with their left hand, before kneeling down and taking a deep breath while examining the haze smoke, how best to describe it, and activating Omo Riori with the secondary effect instead, that examining clear evidence of magic as part of the paired action, instead identifying the type of magic instead of feeding for the source of it. So they're trying to figure out what kind of magic this is so that they can then later find the source of it.
Okay. So you sense an emotional residue of something that's terrified, but also very gentle. And if you wanted to get a sense of what it is, it seems something of a divine nature.
Okay. Getting that information, she'll get back up, steady her mace, and keep an eye and ears out for whatever may be lurking in the shadows. Also standing rather still once she gets up.
Okay. So I take it you're going to keep moving through the cave system?
Well, I was standing my ground, waiting to see if anything approaches. Nothing does, I take it?
Nothing approaches.
You mentioned a bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Is there like enough darkness underneath that something could be presumably lurking?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I do not hear anything.
Only from what you heard before, you heard like slight shuffling from within the chasm.
And was that like a one-time thing, or do I keep hearing that over and over in different places?
Every now and again, you hear like rocks falling a bit.
Okay. I want to look at a rock as it's falling down and focus on how long it takes before the impact. To estimate the depth, of course.
Okay.
I think Owain would be somewhat proficient at this.
So you get a sense that it's very deep. It's like maybe 400 meters deep.
Fuck. Okay, Owain is afraid to go on the bridge. The ravine is quite deep. Owain says a number in his local dialect, in his local measurements. So I don't know if that makes sense to anyone, but
Yeah.
he does clearly seem concerned.
Well, I will say, I'm sure it'll be fine, and I will start walking towards the bridge. Although my aura is still up, is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. As I'm walking towards the bridge, I will say, keep on guard. This aura thing normally only lasts while I'm actively fighting, so it is kind of weird that it's up right now. But hey, crossing a rickety bridge in the middle of a fight is part of the fun, right?
Not sure we have the same definition of fun, though it has been a while since I've meddled with that in the first place, so maybe I'm just not up to date.
Listen, Basim, you look capable. Owain says that as if that is more like a question.
Thanks!
You can go ahead, and if something happens, and you fall, I should be able to bring you back up.
Oh, cool.
But if I fall, I will not be able to do that. So perhaps I should wait and see if it's safe first.
Yep, that sounds like a great idea.
Yeah.
Some people with similar skills to mine have the ability to conjure flying clouds. I do not have that ability, so hopefully I will not fall. But
Aren't all clouds flying?
yeah, I know. But lot of people in my line of work can conjure magical clouds, but not me. So yeah, hopefully won't fall.
Okay, so you...
and then I begin crossing, and reminder, I still have both of my hands occupied, one with a lantern, one with a sword, so hopefully I do not need to grab a hold of the rope on this bridge, or whatever it is, suddenly.
This bridge is extremely rickety. It swings like a tightrope, so you do feel like your core is fully engaged and your balance is being severely tested.
Oh, how narrow is this bridge?
It's maybe like a it's not very big.
Okay.
It's quite narrow.
Yeah, okay. So I unfortunately don't have any reflex. I would very much like to just start swinging from side to side as I'm crossing it, but unfortunately without reflex, that might be a little bit risky. So instead, I'm going to do the sensible thing and rely on my vigor and run across.
Okay. So as you run across, it's very, very, very precarious, and it's swinging quite wildly. And what are the other two? What are you doing as this is happening?
I wonder he's still and up on there, to be quite frank.
Would Basim like disappear from our view, or do we still see him?
He manages to get across to the other side, but you're wondering how the hell he's managed to do it.
Once I get across to the other side, I will just spin round, gesture with my sword, and take like a big flourishing bow before straightening up again, and just shout back to the others, "See, easy."
Yeah, from what you just said, it was not easy.
I look to Ravi. I believe you are next. If you fall, I will be able to bring you back up.
I suppose that makes sense.
Of course.
Well, looking at the bridge, taking a deep breath to steady herself, rub her one eye that's not covered. Let's get this over with. And they'll start crossing the bridge. By far not as fast as Basim is doing it, but having one reflex at the very least, and one luck.
Yeah.
So hopefully just managing to stumble, sometimes on purpose, sometimes by luck, into the correct direction
So I'm
of the
gonna
swinging.
I'm gonna say, as you step onto the bridge, it feels like an entirely different bridge. It's not swinging at all. It's completely straight. You just walk over as if it's no problem at all. So much so, it almost looked like Basim was going through severe theatrics just to scare you guys.
Look, once she's on the other side, she looks over at Basim. I'm not sure what to make of that. That was surprisingly easy.
I wink and then just say, "Yeah, I know, so easy, right?"
One plus in spirit. Is he fucking lying?
He was shitting himself running across that bridge.
Oh, I will say,
Yeah,
in my
definitely.
defense, I do have 2 pluses to will, so I'm not super scared. Also, I actually have an ability as well that could save me.
Okay.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely am trying to act overly cool about it. Like I did almost fall to my death.
Yeah,
Um,
it's
Yeah.
bravado. It's bravado.
yeah,
Sure.
definitely.
If her mouth was not covered, you would see a small, sure, like the smile that you give someone where like
He c-
nodding and agreeing with
he
them.
can see it in your eyes anyway. um. Okay, Owain.
How long is the bridge?
It's probably about 50 meters.
Hmm. All right. And this is a rope bridge or actual wooden planks
It has
sort of
wooden
thing?
planks, but they're like wedged into rope. So
Oh
Yeah,
my
rope
god.
bridge.
I think Owen would be more okay with it being an actual rope bridge. But sure. It's going to take him a while. He's going to be standing there for a bit. He's somewhat afraid of heights. But he's kind of thinking to himself, okay, Ryan, you can do this. On his last mission, he literally had to scale down an enormous ravine, like far, far deeper than whatever this is. So to an extent, like internally, he's kind of realizing that this cannot really be worse. And honestly, whatever horrors are down there, he doesn't believe that they can be worse than what he has encountered the last time either. So, though it takes a bit of determination, eventually he's going to be taking the first step on the bridge. Every step measured, but not measured as in like terrified and slow, but very precise. And he's going to be very conscious of his training weights, which he has on. It's sort of like bracelets of weight, like a very heavy stone. And as he's taking every single step, those bracelets feel very, very heavy. Maybe that's like part of the reason why he's taking like so long to cross the bridge. But
okay.
I think internally, even though it would make it uncomfortable, to him it feels like it's sort of like weighing him down and making sure that he doesn't actually fall off the bridge.
So
There's a bit of reassurance in it.
when you're about halfway across the bridge,
Mm,
you hear a subsonic roar that comes up from underneath the bridge, and gravity seems to shift. And it's just as well that you have weight and you're holding on because the bridge
mm,
goes boom, shifts to the side. And as you're kind of like being twisted to the side on the bridge, you
mm.
see on the side of the canyon is a creature about 8 to 12 meters long, covered in these shining crystals, completely made of rock, and it's climbing up the wall like a spider, heading towards like the bridge and like the other side where you got on.
Towards me? Yeah, so it's going towards me, right? Not towards my teammates.
Yeah, towards you.
Owain does a quick check if his teammates are okay. There's no creatures going towards them.
No, because it's on this side of the canyon. Yeah.
And when you said the gravity shifts, like, does my gravity shift with it?
The gravity in the canyon shifts. Yeah, so you and the
Those.
bridge.
So I'm physically like standing sideways, but does it feel like I'm standing on a wall or not? Do I?
You feel like you're on a bridge, but it feels like feels like you're sort of It's weird. It's a weird sensation.
Okay. In that case, the feeling of the heavy training weights even intensifies as Owain, I think, like sort of like shrinks down a little bit. But he tries to like dig his boots deep into the wall, making sure that he's holding on. He does have the huaraches, right? The shoes that help him keep balance. So he's really making sure that he's digged into the stone, so that like if something weird happens, he doesn't just fall off.
Okay.
I want to study this creature. Owain is on some level terrified, but he's faced opponents before. He is somewhat. I think he's somewhat reassured that there's an actual enemy to fight now, and he's just looking to study it. The way it moves, does it seem? Well, you said it's spider-like, but does it seem conscious in the like human sense, or is it more like an animal moving for a prey?
No, it seems conscious in the human sense. And if you, I guess, if you were familiar with folklore, you would see this as being a troll.
Yeah, I think Owain's homeland would have tails of that kind.
Yeah.
But it has many limbs, right?
No. It's only got. It's humanoid in its shape, but it's clambering up with the proficiency of like a spider on the wall.
You will not scare me, And Owain is going to grab his bastard sword and slam it into the wall. With that, activating the circling stone, circles once around him, and then he sends it to just hit the creature in the face. He doesn't expect that to do like a lot, but it's a little act of defiance. Just making sure that the creature knows that he is ready for the battle and he is not terrified at all. I mean he is, right? But
So the creature looks at you, its eyes glowing, and it snarls and starts clambering faster towards the other side of the bridge.
Yeah, is it trying to escape?
It's trying to get on the bridge to.
Oh, yeah, but still towards me. Yeah.
Yeah. It will make another sort of sound, and gravity will shift again, and you'll find yourself flying on this bridge to like go the other side.
I did, however, dig my shoes into the ground itself.
But you're not on the ground. You're in midair. You're on the bridge.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that's fair.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, Owain is going to drop down and hold onto the bridge, all four, holding the. Well, I think he has to actually be holding both the shield and the sword, so his stance is a bit questionable. But yeah, he's going to be waiting very patiently, very confidently, just waiting for the creature to strike. He does have a plan. But may as well wait to be approached.
While you're doing that, what are the other two doing?
I would shout over at Owain. You should probably join us here, or do you want us to come onto the bridge with you? We should probably fight this thing together,
If you think you're safe, you can go ahead. I will deal with this nonsensical creature easily.
You don't think that we should work together?
I assume there's probably more.
Ah.
I want to do I want to do a. I don't know. Is this a spirit inference? You said this seems like a troll. If Owain heard tales of trolls, I think he has heard tales of them like mostly sticking like in tribes, small families, right? He's kind of assuming there's more.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a reasonable inference?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Owain is going to very, like, factually just say, there's probably more out there.
Oh, okay. I'll go and see if I can find any more.
Mm. I will try to be as loud as possible to draw them towards me. Try to look for the people.
Try to be safe.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Keep from drawing too many of them. You know, you don't want to get eaten or whatever.
I will be fine. It's just rock. I can work with that.
Okay.
Fair enough.
So are you guys gonna move on whilst he's basically
Yeah.
hanging over this precarious drop?
He told us to do it, so.
He did. He did. So you carry on, and you get to um, an archway which has a crescent eye within it. It's steadily glowing in that same luminescent glow that you saw when Owain was sort of calling on something. The crescent eye arch is cracked as if something enormous has forced its way through, and you can see there's a handprint 3 times the size of a human torso pressed deep into the wall.
Looks like whatever was back here has already left. I wonder if maybe all of those things are crawling around that chasm somewhere.
Maybe. I'm not sure. Like, given the size of the print of the handprint, does it looks bigger than what the troll would leave, right?
It looks
Or
it looks smaller than what you'd imagine the troll you'd seen would have left.
okay,
Hmm.
okay. Well, this one at least looks like a smaller one than the one Owain is dealing with. So if it is still around, maybe we can handle it.
Yeah, but it
Let's
looks
hope it
like
isn't.
it looks like it left though. So if this one's smaller than the one that he's fighting, then there's a pretty good chance that the one that he's fighting is about to have some slightly smaller backup joining it.
That is very true.
You can through this arch, you can see a ritual platform, and you can see a circle around this platform, which has a faint silver glow to it. Um, yeah, you can see that just beyond where you are.
Huh. On the other hand, it does look like there's something important through here. We should probably investigate it, and hopefully we'll find enough of those monsters that we can outdo Owain.
I would prefer we did not, but
Oh.
she'll just walk on through and rapidly approach the ritual circle.
Mm-hmm. So you can see stone fragments lie scattered across the circle, like broken teeth, and there's a massive footprint that's sort of stamped into the ground, crushing half of the sigils that make up this circle. Um, yeah, and you get a sense that something huge has come through. I mean, you got it from the doorway, you get it from the footprint, but you also get a sense of something running away from whatever's come in. You can also, when you look around from the light of the lantern, you can see some crates which have stuff within them stacked nearby.
Well, I guess I'll approach the crates and see what it is that's inside those.
Yeah, so within the crates, you can see what look like relics that are deifying some sort of god or goddess, some creature of the moon and of the earth. And it looks like they've been pilfered from somewhere and they've been stacked in these crates to basically make some money.
Interesting. So it seems that these things look like stolen goods, but at the same time, obviously, this ritual circle seems to have been used for something. So either these ritual people just ordered a whole bunch of stolen goods on the black market and decided to use them for a magical ritual to see what would happen. Or the people who brought them here are the actual thieves themselves, and they were just like, hey, we've got a whole bunch of magical idols and things, why don't we just try a random ritual before we sell them and see what happens? So either way, the people who were doing this were probably idiots. That is my
Presumably.
deduction. Reminder that Basim has baseline intelligence. This is peak deduction here.
Yeah, Ravi is going to crouch down by the ritual circle. You said there's like silver around it. Does it look magical from like even a glance?
Yeah.
Okay, in that case, is Omoriori off cooldown again? It's a low cooldown.
Yeah, so it is.
Okay, then we're going to once again taking a deep breath and getting a feel for the magic, taking a look at it, and well, trying to identify what type of magic it is.
Okay.
And obviously ritual magic, but like besides that.
So you get a sense that the ritual was set up to try and communicate with something. But you also get a sense that it was set up by idiots. And that rather than communicating, it actually awakened something.
Okay.
What does the ability do again, if you just remind me?
So Omoriori usually allows me to sense traces of a specific type of magic. So what it would usually be used for is to try and get a feel for example, traces of fire magic in a low range,
Yeah.
and then also getting the strongest source. However, if during the paired action the user examines evidence of magic, then instead of that effect, they can use it to identify the type of magic.
Okay. I'm going to say you also get a sense of some sort of magic coming from these relics stacked in the box. So I don't know if you want to pick one up.
Of course, let's pick up the presumably cursed relics. That sounds like a good idea.
Okay. So you
But yeah,
pick up the
after
presumably
no
cursed,
no
not
no no no
cursed.
no 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 no. After examining the ritual circle, Ravi is going to let out a quiet sigh before turning over to look at Basim. Alright, so two things, actually three things. One, your assumption that these people were idiots, is correct. They tried to communicate with something through the circle and instead awakened something. Which is
Cool.
probably the something that has been breathing continuously. And lastly, do not touch those relics. There is magic about them. Probably cursed.
So I'm gonna
Please do not.
I'm gonna tell you that you get a sense from these relics that they're from an ancient civilization, and they were used to deify a god of some sort. And maybe through them being there, that deity was maybe awakened. You don't
Yeah.
sense anything cursed about them.
She's still gonna say that though.
Yeah.
Anyway, they were used for some strange things. Probably the reason why the ritual backfired. Just let's leave it alone for now.
I would just like to point out at this point, before you started speaking, I had set down my lantern on one of the crates and was literally like inches away from picking up one of the relics. And as you say this, I just pause with my hand hovering there.
So I'm gonna say
She's
I'm gonna say you did touch the relic, and when you touched the relic, you were hit with a vision,
Oh,
and it was a vision of a whole civilization of people within these cave complexes, celebrating some sort of guardian deity.
oh. Hey, you know how you said I shouldn't touch these cursed things? Well, I touched a cursed thing, I see, while waving around the thing that I just picked up. And it gave me this trippy vision. So turns out there was like some sort of underground civilization or something, and they worshipped a big thing, and that's probably what got woken up.
And
Which is also like what you just said, so it probably doesn't really matter. But...
as you're waving it, you also hear a child's voice in your head going, "Help me."
it was too quiet to hear.
Help me.
Oh. Oh, hey, I'm also hearing voices now, so maybe that's what the curse is doing. But yeah.
I am astonished by your bravery.
Thank you.
On that note, we're going to go back to the precarious lithomancer who was hovering above a massive drop with a troll heading towards him.
Does the troll look like they're going to jump, or will they try to get on the bridge?
They look like they're going to try and get onto the bridge. And I think we'll say that they've made it to the end. And they look like they're contemplating jumping onto the bridge to where you are.
I want to do a 0 pluses to intelligence inference.
Okay.
And that bridge will not hold.
Quite
With a
possibly not.
troll.
Quite possibly not.
That is an option Owain has not foreseen. In that case, I think what he's going to do. How far away is the troll?
Okay, so the troll has made it to the other end of the bridge. It's done another howl, and the bridge has gone back to normal gravity. And it looks like it's thinking, how do I get this creature?
Yeah. But like I'm midway through the bridge, and the troll is on the opposite side, so it's like 20 meters or something, right?
25 meters, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Owain is going to take a slow step forward at first, but a confident one, then another, and going to start like walking quite quickly towards the troll, as he is holding his kite shield and his sword, which he is holding by the blade, using the hilt and the guard to bang on the kite shield, just like making a lot of noise, rhythmic.
What is your dexterity? What is your kind of ability to actually bang on a shield and walk comfortably across this precarious bridge?
My ability to walk on a precarious bridge is 4 pluses to will, but no physical stats. As far as making loud sounds with the sword and shield, 2 pluses to might, 2 pluses to vigor, 1 plus to vitality.
Okay, so I'm going to say this bridge is swinging more than it was swinging when Basim was on it. But it's swinging more than it was swinging when it was being moved by gravity shifts. But somehow, through pure sheer will, you're actually managing to sort of stay on the bridge, slamming the shield, and actually get closer and closer to the troll.
And once I'm assuming it's going to be baffled by the fact that I'm approaching. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just going to launch suddenly. But I will try to get as close as possible before it starts being like obviously hostile. And yep.
Oh no, it's
sure.
it's already hostile.
Yeah, no. But I
think,
mean, like hostile in a sense of like leap on the bridge and charge towards me.
I think it's appreciating that its prey is coming towards it. So
good. That's exactly what I'm going for.
Yeah.
In that case, I will come towards the troll until I'm about. Does it look like it could jump 7 meters? I'm assuming so.
It could easily jump 7 meters. It's like as it stands up, you can see it's around 10, 12 meters tall.
Yep.
So 7 meters.
Fuck, that's a lot.
It is, yeah, that is a lot, yeah.
7 meters for 7 meters for this troll is probably like a normal jump.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 12 meters, assuming like a regular person's about 2, so it's about 6 times your size, maybe more, because you're short. So yeah, pretty big.
How did
It's about 9 times the size.
It is okay. It will work out.
It's Owain against the troll, like David against Goliath.
Yeah.
Yeah. If David had the like David against Goliath, except David has an ability that allows him to specifically warp the body of Goliath. Like if he can literally touch him, he can just reshape his body.
Exactly.
So there's a slight advantage to David in this situation.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I think
David and Goliath, but
I think throwing a pebble at it wouldn't have much.
Yeah.
David and Goliath, but David is lava. Anyways, I will. If it looks like 7 meters is a comfortable jump, I will stop at what I would assume would be like possible, but it would have to put in actual effort, right? I'm trying to goad it into attacking, like forcing it into making like a very primal leap. And
realize that it will literally just drop the bridge if it lands on it, though.
Of course I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's part of the plan. Owain is going to stop suddenly. Very suddenly, very comfortably, standing upright. He's going to draw the shield, draw the sword, and sort of like make a line in the bridge, like as if it were ground, right? Making a line. Are you so afraid to fight me that you wait for me to come to? Foul creature! He's just going to, yell at it and like bang on the shield.
This creature isn't just like, it's actually quite amused by the display that you're putting on whilst this bridge is swinging quite sort of dramatically. So it's kind of watching you, kind of slowly making your way forward, swinging backwards and forth. But with you kind of like taunting it as if to say it's scared, it will play into your hands and it will leap onto the bridge and head towards you.
Fuck. All right. We are going all out because if this doesn't work, I'm dead. Owen is I think just briefly paralyzed by fear. As he sees a 12-meter tall creature of pure rock leaping towards him as he's on a smaller rickety bridge. He feels the things on his hands. He feels the training weights pick up like suddenly way heavier, right? His heart drops. And as he gets like paralyzed with fear, his muscle stands up. Obviously, that's an activation of Stone Skin. Owain gets covered by Stone Skin.
Mhm.
And I want to use 1+2 Arcane to do a manifestation of like making the bridge just like drop somewhat underneath me in a way that doesn't collapse the bridge itself. Right? Like the bridge kind of like magically sinks underneath Owain, but hopefully doesn't break properly. As Owain is there with the Stone Skin, he's anticipating the charge. Well, he doesn't really have his eyes anymore. It's Stone Skin, I just realized now. That kind of sucks. But nothing to do about that. He's grabbing his shield, anticipating almost like a crashing wave. And he's going to use his bastard sword, holding it by the blade, to sort of like catch the creature with the guard of the sword and the pommel. And he's going to try to pretty much parry the creature leaping towards him. While at the same time using the sword, using the shield with additional knockback to cover himself from the impact. And he's pretty much just standing there, trying to take the leap. But he's also, as he's making contact for the first time with the sword, and then striking at the troll with the shield, he's going to activate a geomorph. And he's pretty much looking to transform this troll into like a large tsunami-ish wave crashing against the shield, which he's trying to both parry with the sword, which I should note has supernaturally good parrying capacity, and then sort of like send aside and force it crashing down.
Okay. So
That's a lot of
I'm
things.
going to
I know.
tell you. I'm going to tell you what happens.
Yes.
You're going to activate all of these abilities, and blind, you're going to feel the bridge collapse under you.
Mm.
The manifestation doesn't really work, so you feel yourself falling back with the bridge,
Mm.
but you also feel the weight of a creature basically deconstructing in front of you
Mm.
as it slams you into the wall on the other side of the canyon. And
Oh my god.
you find yourself almost embedded in the wall. But
How
this,
good that I'm in the middle of a stone skin.
but the troll falls into the chasm. So you were lucky in that the momentum of the swing actually swung you into the side of the chasm, because otherwise you would have literally plummeted to your death.
Owain is very confused about what has happened. Completely, right? He's blind right now as Stone Skin is active.
Yeah.
So he knows even less. But I think he hears the falling frog. Is there like, as the rock is falling, does it make a like pattern as the rock is hitting the wall, which would imply still like a sentience, or does it seem to be just returned to natural earth now?
So it was sentient,
Hmm.
but you've
Yep,
basically just sort of destroyed its
deconstructed
core.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have turned the human into a bunch of bones and flesh.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
All right. Well, as Owain is embedded in the wall, is at least one of his hands free?
No, you're pretty firmly embedded. You're blind and you're like shoved into the side of the.
Am I physically injured? Besides the stone skin, I do have 2 pluses to resilience, I believe.
I'd say you can recover from what's happened, but you're a little bit beaten up. You've literally
Yep.
slammed into the side of.
Yeah, no. Yeah, but like I do not have like broken bones or anything.
I wouldn't say you have
I mean, you
broken.
don't have bones, do you? You're made of rock at the moment, or is
No,
that
not
just your?
Yeah.
not really anymore. Yeah. Well,
Okay.
the wording is unclear on that.
Okay.
I think. So yeah, Owain is stuck in the wall. He's confused. I think there's a part of him that wants to let go of the stone skin, but he just tenses up even more and realizes that this probably is what could be, saving his life right now. As he has a perk on the stone skin, which makes it clay skin instead. And clay is quite malleable, right? It sticks well to surfaces, so he's just going to shrivel even further back, making sure that he's pressed against the canyon wall. As he's going to scream at the top of his lungs, victoriously 1+2 vitality. The creature has been felled!
The creature has been filled. Filled.
Do we hear that?
No, you won't hear that.
Damn. Okay. I mean, actually, good, because that means I don't need to acknowledge that he killed one.
Are you dropping your stone skin?
Not just yet. Thank you. I'm kind of fine where I am. I think he's going to try to sort of reach with his elbows further back and sort of use his elbows to dig into the stone a little bit, activating tremor sense again, trying to sense if there's any movement underneath besides the collapsing rock, which Owain would guess is supposed to be there.
So you don't sense any additional movement underneath. And I'll say that from the tremor sense, you get the sense of something hitting the rock face ahead of where you've embedded yourself. And if you were to release your stone skin, you'd see it's actually the remains of the bridge. That's miraculously kind of lined up to where you are, so you would have a means of getting to where the others are.
Oh wait, so the bridge is somewhat intact?
It's partially intact, but it's hanging down the side of the
Yep.
Yeah.
It's more like a ladder now.
Yeah. While you're contemplating your life choices and what you're going to do next, let's go to the other two. So whilst you were talking about your experience of holding this relic, you are suddenly met by another troll. This troll is only 3 to 4 meters tall. When you see it, you can see pale stone-like skin, eyes glowing with a cold blue light, and yeah, it looks like it's going to attack you.
Okay, what direction is it coming from?
So it's coming from ahead of where you are. So it's coming from sort of further in where you'd go next, basically.
All right. Well, in that case, I will say to Ravi, damn, this one's way smaller than Owain's. We need to fight at least 2 or 3 of these to catch up to him. And by we, I mean me. We'll need double that if you also want to participate.
No, it's fine. You can take this one.
Nice, thanks.
As Ravi is going to be going towards the nearest corner and just standing against it.
With a broad grin on my face, I will then set down my lantern. Actually, quick question: is my aura been going this whole time, or did it finish at some point?
I'm going to say because you didn't necessarily activate it, it's still going.
Yeah, sweet. Okay, in that case, first thing to do is I hold up my sword with the blade in front of my face, and just whisper to the sword, oh, blade of my ancestors, so it's about time that we had another fight now. would be much appreciative if you could like wake up, get big, you know, amen. And with this extremely half-hearted prayer, the sword glows and transforms into its secondary form, which is basically a great sword. But like, imagine, for those of you who are listening to this and do not have access to the picture that I posted earlier, basically like a sort of Buster Sword type thing from Final Fantasy, but with a blade made of green jade. And I'm holding it one-handed because it's a magical sword, so I can do that, I guess. And immediately after doing that, I will then sort of like flourish this blade dramatically and point it at the troll golem elemental creature and shout out to it, "Hey, listen, you big rockhead, you are only like a third of the size of the other troll that I saw earlier, and you really think you can take me in a fight? I want you to know I did not run away from that other troll. It was just that Owain backseat going first, and I'm not rude. I totally would have killed it easily. But you still think you can take me? Are you sure?
What?
You really think you can take me?"
While you're monologuing, because it has been quite extensive, the troll has punched you in
Yeah.
the face.
Ah, okay. Well, if the troll does punch me in the face, then I guess that. I mean, I probably would have stopped monologuing if you'd told me it was winding up a punch, to be honest. But still, whatever. If it does punch me in the face, then I will go flying across the room with a broken-in face. At which point, lying on my back, I will reach between the golden plates of my skirt decoration thing and pull out a small piece of paper or card, I guess, and I will just say, "Oh, hey, no fear. You don't get to punch me while I'm in the middle of a monologue. I cast Mobster Reborn." And the card bursts away in a flash of jade flames as I instantly stabilize all of my injuries so that I am no longer bleeding. And then I become even more overconfident than I already was. So I naturally hop back to my feet, and the big monologue that I was giving earlier was a paired action for Limit Break. So at this point, I teleport directly behind the troll and chop its neck, attempting to hack off its head with my giant sword.
Okay. So you go to hack off its head.
From behind.
From behind. I'm gonna say because it was instantaneous.
Yeah.
You managed to smash its head off.
Oh, nice, cool.
Yeah.
And then after its head falls off, I just sort of land and look down at the body, and with like kind of a bit of disappointment, actually, I'm just like, huh. I mean, I could have. I look over at Ravi. I totally could have like teleported like another couple of times if I needed to. I kind of didn't actually expect it to go down that quickly,
Hold
to
on.
be honest.
I think you would probably maybe at the most see a bit of an outline of Ravi because she was just standing there still, so starting to blend in with the background with the
yeah.
watch coat. So you see maybe like a bit of air moving before your comrade becomes visible again as she approaches.
I would say before you approach, I'm probably just sort of looking over towards your side of the cavern. My eye's not really finding you, but just I know you're somewhere in that direction, probably. So yeah, I'm vaguely looking your way, but yeah.
I'm going to say that when the troll's head was sliced off, it did actually go flying towards where Ravi was. So as she does appear, the troll's head is actually literally lying at her feet.
Nice.
Is it a small kick? Yeah. Anyway, do we want to go check back in with Owain, or should we just continue on?
As you're saying this, I just start messing around with my nose, trying to sort of straighten it out a bit because it did get smashed into my face, and just quietly swearing under my breath, like, "Oh fuck, this hurts so bad! Ow, ow! Hey, is my cheek caved in?" I'm saying like to Ravi as I sort of try and push the bone back into place.
Looks pretty fine.
Cool.
But then again, you are asking pretty much a war orphan, so I'm not sure my definitions of fine is the same as yours.
Ah, fair enough. Well, don't worry. I'll totally heal it up later at some point. Probably.
Yeah, I've told that the Enclave can take care of that.
Yeah.
So you'll be fine.
Nice. Anyway, yeah, I guess we should probably go check on Owain, but I look around just in case there's another troll nearby that we can kill first.
So you could explore where that troll came from, especially if you want to maybe kill 3 or 4 others just to kind of get one up on Owain.
Yeah. I just seeing the sort of like area that it came from, I will just say, maybe we can just find another 1 or 2, 3 before we go back. I'll try not to get punched again.
That would be preferable. Owain did say that he would handle himself, so he'll probably be fine.
At this point, you would maybe be able to hear a very faint sound of Owen. You're like, I'm fine! Not replying, by the way, at all, just something he figured he would scream as he's, embedded into the wall.
Well, guess that's our answer for that.
Nice. Okay. Well, we better be quick so that he doesn't catch up with us before, we've killed more of these things.
Yeah. We.
So, yeah, what are you doing?
Yeah, I was just going to say that at that point, I will rest my giant sword on my shoulder to try and, be able to keep lifting it because, yeah, I actually just have baseline might, so I can't exactly be swinging this thing around constantly like I can with the smaller version. I do have the 2 pluses to figure gain me some stamina though, so that's something. But yeah, and then I would start heading off in the direction of the troll, or where it came from.
Okay. So you're going to carry on through where the troll came from.
Yeah.
So as you carry on through, you do see some of these crystals, like you saw embedded into the side of the canyon, actually sort of close enough that you can touch them. Are you going to?
I just realized I forgot to bring my lantern. Am I still glowing? Are the crystals glowing also, by the way?
Yes, the crystals are glowing.
Okay, cool. We got plenty of light. In that case, yeah, I will just use my free hand to sort of like poke at the crystals to see if they turn into monsters that I can kill.
So as you touch the crystal, you're given a vision, and it's almost like an action replay of the past. And you see someone, a human, dressed in mining gear, being dragged away by force by one of these troll-like figures.
Yeah. So after the vision, I will just turn back to Ravi and just say, you know, pretty much everything around here seems to just give you visions when you poke it. That's pretty convenient. But yeah. So anyway, I saw the one of them miners getting dragged around by a troll thing, golem thing.
Oh.
So they're probably eating people.
You also heard that same childlike voice going, "Help me, help me,
Again, it didn't pick up, but was that help me?
help me."
Still not picking up, but
Is it
yeah,
not?
nah, at least not for me. But yeah, anyway, and I would tell Ravi about that as well, about hearing the little voice saying "help me."
Well, so we have trolls who presumably eat people to deal with. We have people who are stupid enough to awaken something instead of communicating with it. We got the artifacts that helped with that process. Is there anything else I missed that is supernatural about this place? Probably a lot more, if we're being honest. Well, let's hope we make it back home alive and safe and sound.
As
The
as you
chances of those are growing slimmer and slimmer, I have a feeling. And using this entire speech as a paired action for a cloud of suspicion,
Nice.
which conjures gradually a mist that fills the local area, which makes everyone in there increasingly unnerved and mistrustful.
That's interesting because that's obviously an altered state, and at the same time, I'm also under the effect of an altered state, making me overconfident. So
it doesn't actually say that it puts them into an altered state. Like it's
well,
not listed as it's not
yeah,
keyworded in a sense.
yeah,
But it probably will be in
yeah.
Aspirant.
Yeah, I would think so.
so
It also obstructs vision for everyone, and non-allies will also find all of their sense getting increasingly dull over time. And yeah,
so as
it'll be
you
treated as a weather phone. Sorry.
okay,
Yeah.
so you activate this,
Mm-hmm.
and as you continue walking further ahead, you actually find yourself entering into a cave which has a massive reflective pool within it. It's a pool of liquid which reflects the surroundings like a broken mirror. It glows with that soft, luminescent lunar light. And as you look in, your reflections almost seem to move independently of you. Um, you look into the water, and behind of you, you see the reflection of a troll standing behind you. But when you turn to look, there's nothing there.
Oh, I have such a cool idea. First of all, has a low duration passed while we were walking?
Yes.
Okay, unfortunately that means my sword is back down to being a regular boring sword and not giant anymore. But even so, what I would like to do is utilize my figure to jump backwards, but while also stabbing backwards with my sword. But I want to be looking at the pool at the time, and I want to see if my reflection also jumps backwards and stabs the troll.
Okay. So as you jump back, let's say you do stab the troll, and it dies.
Oh, cool.
But you also see yourself fighting with a god.
Okay.
And losing.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Although even through my extreme arrogance, the paranoia of the cloud of suspicion is making me a bit wary of fighting godlike entities, and unsurprisingly, losing that fight. To be honest, I'm not so arrogant as to think I could slay a god. So what does this godlike creature look like visually? Is it same as the trolls, but a lot more godly, or is it completely different?
No, it's completely different. It looks like a child, and it it looks like like it's lost, like it's lost.
Hmm.
Ravi, you also see an image, a reflection within the pool, and you see, although you don't know what Basim is seeing, you see the same God, but you see yourself guiding this God, like giving it reassurance, providing some sort of guidance to it.
What a strange little pool this is.
Yeah, I mean, do you see the same thing that I'm seeing? Because it looks like rather to
Presumably not.
well, what I'm seeing anyway is basically if you ever meet a godlike child, don't fight them because it doesn't end well for you.
Yeah,
And by you, I mean like any of us, not like you specifically.
I'm seeing myself guiding it, not fighting.
Does
Okay.
that seem to be going well in the pool reflection thing? Does it work, or is it still gonna kill you or something?
Spirit insight on the reflection. Does it seem to be going well?
So your experience is very different. You don't get that sense of there's any animosity.
Well, it's not hostile to me in that reflection, so it at the very least sounds like it's going better than what your reflection is showing you.
Oh, cool. Well, that could mean that being friendly to the child thing is a good idea, or it could mean that these rock things are friendly to the child and therefore it hates me because I killed one and also imaginary killed another one, maybe. Do reflection
Well,
kills count as real kills? That's the question. If there's no body left behind.
I I would say it depends.
Hmm.
I think we have better things to be worrying about than whether an imaginary kill counts as a real kill.
That's a good point, yeah. I look around in case there are more real monsters that I can kill.
And while you're contemplating that, let's go to our embedded companion.
Yep. I'm assuming I'm closer to the bridge than I am to the bottom of the ravine, right?
Yes.
I am assuming my sword and my shield is at the bottom of the ravine.
Yes.
That sucks. um.
Well, actually, let's say your sword is, but your
Hmm.
shield was pushed in to be embedded with you, so you had it on your arm, but you lost the sword.
Damn. Well, at least I have the shield, I guess. Owain is going to let go of the stone skin, just sort of like wiggling to get out, pushing the remaining clay like into the pit below. He's somewhat like a little bit nervous about the situation, but I mean, to be honest, he feels quite pleased with himself after what he achieved. Some may say that it backfired and it didn't really work out the way that he intended, but to those people, I have to say, you're wrong. This turned out perfectly. So yeah, Owain is just going to start climbing. He's a little bit afraid of heights, but he has done this before, and he knows he needs to go back to the rest of the team. So he's going to be climbing up the rock. Really digging with his shoes into the rock itself to get advantage of the Huara chest. And the Earth Shapers, I assume, would also be helping him a little bit. Once he finds a good place to sort of like leap onto the bridge from, he's going to do that. When I mean leap, I mean like jump awkwardly. Owain is not going to be making large leaps. He's only going to be making the jump once it's perfectly safe. Your microphone is not picking up what you're saying.
So you managed to, in a very undignified manner, grapple your way so that you'll drag yourself back onto the side. You look around to make sure your companions haven't seen this. But you have managed to make it up, and you are successfully on the same side as them.
And most importantly, I see no other movements around, right?
No other movements.
Do I hear shuffling?
You don't hear any shuffling.
2 + 2 sensory. I look for tracks in the ground of my teammates.
You can see kind of like an obvious path that they would have had to have followed.
Yep. So I'm going to follow behind while making sure that I do not get ambushed by a troll. And while saying I'm making sure I'm mostly just like listening very well for any movements.
So you get to the same area.
Wait, one moment. Owain just realized something. I just realized something. We talked to a cave before. So Owain just kind of like looks around. Do I get like an acknowledging brightness from the cave or something like that? And a warm light, perhaps, something like that.
Are you trying to talk to the? Are you saying?
Well,
anything?
he wasn't initially, but if there's no like, if it's not making an active attempt at communication, Owen will try to start a conversation, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Did we help you by slaying the beast?
So you can see the light kind of go into that same color it went to before when it almost seemed to be reacting to what you said, and you hear a small voice in your head saying, "Help me, help me."
I would like to. What do you need me to do?
It doesn't say anything more.
And no perceivable hint based on the light.
No.
Right. I'm working on it. Owen is just going to say, and he's going to find his teammates. I'm assuming the voice couldn't be tracked to a location, right? Like that was like literally in my mind.
Yeah, literally in your mind.
All right.
Yeah. So you carry along after them. You can see this tiny troll that your companions have managed to dispatch. And then you can hear some movement kind of through where they are, and you find yourself in the same cave. Actually, Ravi's ability, would that mean that it would be obscured for Owain, or?
Everyone,
It obscures vision. It obstructs it rather. It's basically
black.
foggy.
Yeah.
It's foggy.
Okay,
pretty much.
So Owain follows where he knows where they are. You don't see this reflective pool. You see a load of fog, and you sort of
exceptional.
stumble through it.
just like where he's from. Bunch of folk. He's trudging behind, and I think his demons would hear him pretty soon. As
Yeah.
plate shoes and all of that. His posture is even worse now. Like he got literally embedded into a rock, so I think his footsteps are even heavier, right? As he's more exhausted, and I think he would be even like breathing quite heavily. At this point, really exhausted by the training weights, still on his hands. So yeah, his teammates would probably be able to hear him huffing and puffing before he physically arrives.
So is Ravi going to like? Can you drop the mist or
Could. I
allow him in?
could, but I mean,
No, he
it
can
doesn't
come
keep him
in, but
out. It doesn't keep him out. It's basically fog that makes you unnerved.
yeah.
Okay.
And it will specifically be overlooked like it's a weather phenomena and not stemming from Ravi herself.
Okay. So you make your way through this mist, and you eventually see your companions, and you can also see this pool of crystal clear liquid, um, and you see a reflection within it, and within the reflection, you see huge stone giants, um, and they're kind of trying to protect a child. But then you can see the child glowing, and you can see them kind of like carrying back from it.
Oh, hell,
Ah,
Owain,
yes. No.
are you
I have.
are you okay?
Yes, I did slay the beast. It was.
Damn.
Oh, nice.
Okay,
I,
I slew like one and a half, kind of. I mean, one of them was imaginary, so I don't know if it counts, but I definitely killed one. It was kind of small and shrimpy, though.
yes, I did see that one. Well done.
Yeah.
Owain says without like any actual malice in his voice, but I don't know if that helps Basim at all.
It does not. But see,
Yeah.
I will say, since you mentioned your training weights, Basim also has training weights, specifically like extra large ones because his are only on his wrists, so they're like extra chunky. I am also hunched over, although that is only partly due to the weight of the training weights. It's also due to despondency because I'm kind of depressed about only fighting a small, tiny little troll.
This place is strange. Owen is gonna
Yeah,
try to sort of like chase away the fog without knowing that that is an effect of one of his teammates' abilities, right?
Yeah.
yeah. Did you also look in the pool?
Oh yes. I've seen a
What?
child.
Oh, okay. So the small god child is the constant among us, our reflections.
Yeah. What does your thing show? What did the child do? It beat me up in my one, and Ravi was talking to it and seemed to be getting along.
I have seen it surrounded by those large creatures.
Did they
And
look like they were trying to kill it?
not particularly, I would say.
Damn, that might be why the child doesn't like me then.
I think perhaps they think it's one of theirs. I don't think the child shares that view.
I mean, if it didn't like you getting rid of that one, then it should really not like Owain getting rid of the bigger one.
That's true. Are you?
Maybe it just doesn't like you.
Yeah.
You
I
just
can't imagine
failed the
why.
vibe check. Well, I can try to get us closer to that child, and well, it did say you did say, Basim, that it something told you to help it.
Yeah, when I picked up that cursed thing,
Yeah,
and then when I poked the wall.
yeah.
Have either of you tried to, and in sort of like gestures like try to touch the water?
Oh, no, not yet.
No.
Do you think that's dangerous? He looks to the person with the pointy hat.
I'm not sure if it is. If you give me a moment, I can tell you if that would get us closer to the child or not.
I think that's something I can figure out. Owain is going to burrow his hand deep in earth, activating the effect of earth shapers, and he's going to surround the glove with a bunch of dust, essentially stone dust, gravel, perhaps, right, stuff like that. And he's going to reach for the pool of water, making sure to only really dip his finger covered in the earthy crust, right? Not making a contact with his actual armor or his actual finger. And as he reaches for the pool, as he's touching the pool, but just with the earth-covered glove, he's going to cast off the spell on Earth Shapers, letting the dust and the gravel sort of fall into the pool. And as it's making little ripples in the water, that is when I would like to activate Tremor Sense. I do have a neat little perk on Tremor Sense, which lets me summon garden-appropriate vegetation on the earth that I am casting the Tremor Sense on. Mm-hmm. So if you feel like that is something the pool would be willing to communicate through, that is perhaps also an option. But mostly Owain is doing this, and his Tremor Sense really is looking for an answer from a sentient being, and the only thing that he's doing in his mind is giving this sentient being a temporary voice to talk to him more directly.
Okay. So as you put your hand into the water and activate
one finger.
Okay, finger into the water. I'm gonna say, just for the story, I'm gonna say that you get a sense of this entity, this child, and you get a sense of overwhelming sadness, abandonment, and it being almost out of control. And you can see tears falling from its eyes, like crystals. And as the child is crying, it's glowing with this very luminescent lunar type glow, and it's kind of reaching out through the whole complex, and you can see that these trolls are affected by that. It hurts them and it aggravates them.
The sadness of the child?
The glow.
Oh.
From the glow of the child. And it's inciting them so that they're actually moving towards that child.
But I have no idea where the child is.
No.
I have no idea if that's even a physical concept, right?
No.
Yep. I would like to focus on the perk that I have. And as the ripples are made in the water, Owain is going to very gently reach with his outer fingers now that he sees that it is safe. I'm going to try to sort of direct the ripples a little bit. I would like to where they hit the shore of the pond. I would like to summon little created hedges like you would see in a garden, right? And he's just trying to focus on if this bringing of little bit of nice life, peaceful life, right? This is a garden. If that helps calm the presence at all. If there's any reaction to that.
Yeah.
Owain
So
is even focusing on like letting the root systems reach towards the pond, but not like in an overwhelming manner. Right? They just sort of like reach towards the pond, right? A little bit.
yeah, so you can sense by you trying to project a sense of calm and tranquility, the child's glow lessens a bit, but they're still crying, but they're not glowing as brightly with this bright luminescence. They're more that purple sort of violet haze.
How could we help you, little one?
Help me, help
And Owain
me,
is going to
help
reach with
me,
his
help
paw.
me, help me, help me, help me, help, and then it breaks.
Oh god. I activated Tremor Sense. I want to listen very carefully to the echoes in the cave. Even if I do not hear them physically, do I hear trembling in the stone, in the ground, even the faintest shifts in the rock that would indicate a presence somewhere?
So you can sense multiple trolls in your understanding of them moving towards a part of the cave system. So you can sense like the movement through the rock, through the walls.
And they are almost like converging on one point, right?
Yeah.
That cave system is like down at the bottom of the ravine, or
No, so it's beyond where you are. So if you go past this, there's a chamber. They're moving towards that chamber.
Oh, like literally the next chamber over from the one we're in.
Next or the next one after, yeah.
Okay, cool.
so. I suspect that we may find the child there, perhaps. Owen almost like instinctively reaches for his sword, realizes that there's none. Be careful. I think we will find more enemies there.
Awesome.
So
I didn't catch that, Jules.
Oh, just letting out a sigh at the mention of more enemies. Just okay. Not good to hear, but we'll deal with them. And after that deep exhale, also taking a deep inhale and activating Omo Riori this time for the proper use of it, and specifically sensing for divine magic, specifically the kind of divine magic that they identified earlier. So any traces, any of that within a low range, if there's any, and if so, how powerful it is. And then also some general directions to the closest, to the strongest source of it within a mid-range.
Mm-hmm. So you sense elements of that divine magic in the pool that you've all just looked through, and in the visions that you've had. You sense it in some of, like, when the light turns sort of luminescent, you sense that divine magic, and you can sort of sense a direction which would align with where Owain has perceived this chamber being.
Just a question. This is not like straight ahead, right? We would have to go through like winding cave system for at least a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
But the trolls seem to be coming in from those winding cave systems.
Deeper into the cave system, yeah.
Okay, yeah, the child is in that chamber that you mentioned. Let's head over there and try to calm it down.
You know what? I have an idea. Owen actually perks up a little bit excited. Then he realizes that he's in a lot more pain than he probably thought at first, right? His back suddenly hurts, like he's 30 or 40 or something. I mean, well, he's 14. And yeah, he's going to take the moment, but then resolutely stand again upright, and he's going to leap over the pond forward. And I would like to activate an item that I have called Wings of Mercy. The Wings of Mercy let me, when activated, glide towards an ally in need of rescue. I mean, we are not sure if this is an ally, but Owain definitely interprets the child as an ally. I don't think there's like even a portion of being of Owain that would like interpret that as possible danger. So he would like to fly towards rescue. And he's not going to bother with all of the binding cave systems. He's just going to geomorph straight through the wall, make an opening towards the child.
Okay. So you're going to do that. You're going to start sort of morphing through the wall, and you will disappear in the eyes of your companions.
If possible, I don't want to like phase through like a ghost, right? I want to like open a path with a geomorph.
Yeah.
Even if it's like a narrow, not too comfortable path.
Yeah. So you disappear, heading towards where this chamber is. What are the other two doing? What are you guys going to do?
Well, I think what Tomáš was going for was that he was trying to leave a tunnel behind. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, well, if that is okay,
I essentially like fly into the wall and use my hands to push aside the earth. Obviously, rely like doing this as an actual activation of geomorph, not like trying to physically actually push aside the cave wall.
Okay. I'm going to say something happens.
Yeah, sure.
I'm going to say you do that, and as you open up the wall, you see a crystalline cocoon.
Mm.
And as you go through, you hit this cocoon, and it breaks, and a troll emerges from it, and it's the same size as the troll you were attacking when going over the bridge.
Hey, that troll was attacking me.
Do I see it as well? Can I see it past him? Do I get a glimpse of the troll?
You can see the troll. Yeah, you can see it just past him.
I immediately scream, "He got the first big one! You can't kill Steelvis! This is mine! This is mine!" Which is an activation for Limit Break, which only has a low cooldown.
Okay.
So I teleport in front of Owain and stab the troll in the face before he can get to it.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm aiming for the eye if possible.
I'm going to say you managed to successfully stab the troll in the eye. You don't kill it.
Well, I'm just for the record, got one hand on my sword and then the other hand just pressing against the pommel, trying to like jam it as deep into the skull as I can.
Okay. What's your strength? What's your might?
Just baseline. I'm kind of going off of the whole figure sort of thing, I guess. But yeah, no, it's just regular might, nothing special.
Okay. I'll say you start pushing it into through the eye socket. You meet resistance, but Owain, who's still traveling behind you because you've walked in front of him, slams into you, and the force of that slams it into this troll's head, and yeah, it slams into its brain, or what exists of its brain, and it freezes where it is.
Awesome. I look across at Owain and I just say, that was like mostly me.
Well, Owain is not that concerned. I mean, if he suddenly slams into Basim that just appear there for no reason at all, I think he's just. Mm.
I just had a great idea. When you slam into Basim, obviously I get smashed forwards. I bump my face against the rock troll. My nose is once again squint and bleeding. So yeah, I just when I turn around to say to you, instead of like speaking clearly, it's like that's mostly me, as I have blood coming down my face.
Yep. And at that point, Owain is going to just grab you, and he's going to spin around 180 degrees, so that he's not forcing you to slam into the wall. He's going to be slamming into the wall with his back, still like trying to dig towards the child.
Yeah.
Going to do like a flap of the wings as he's like, pushing himself backwards.
And then very carefully and precisely, I assume Ravi walking up behind
Yeah.
both of you.
Ravi is going to walk like a normal person who is trying to be somewhat stealthy with the fog and the watch code of having stood still for a bit.
Yeah.
So, somewhat moving through the literal shadows of the fog, just mentally thinking. Actually, no, not thinking anything, just a feeling of exasperation.
Oh.
So you carry on, and you find yourself getting into a chamber that is open to the sky, and you can see this starlight and moonlight shining down on the center, and right in the center of this chamber is this figure of stone and moonlight, sat holding its legs and crying crystal tears that fall like chimes. And as it sobs, the mountain trembles with each sob.
Hmm.
And when I
Owain is.
say child, it's not small. It's like a giant child. It's,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Are we talking about like giant-sized child or like child that is kind of big?
like a child. Like if a giant had a child, it was that sort of
So,
child.
so this is like adult-sized.
Yeah, from your
Okay.
perspective, yeah.
Yep, yep. Like an adult-sized like toddler or something, right?
So it's a child that's the size of an adult human, but it's still a
Yep.
child. Cool.
Yeah.
Yep, yep. All right. Owain is going to approach. He does have a Vishivanka, which makes him appear more. I'm not sure what the exact wording is right now. I think something like
I think
likable.
it's just your deeds or something. Isn't it the sparkling helm that makes you appear more likable?
No. The Vishivanka also has a secondary effect. Let me check very quickly. More approachable and trustworthy to common folk. This is perhaps a god, but it's a child. I don't know. Maybe it's a one of the common folk. So I'm going to be leaning a bit into that, as Owain is going to approach very hastily in a very tired fashion, right? Like the training weights are still weighing him down. He is exhausted, and he literally pushed through rock to get towards the child. So he's going to be approaching like tired but hastily. But I'm hoping that with the effect of the Vishivanka, and with him appearing somewhat quiet, tired, he's going to perhaps appear a bit more approachable, a bit more friendly. Although I want one thing, Vishivanka embroidered with Owain killing an enormous troll and just like casting it him aside like it's a wave of crashing rock.
Can
Of course.
I just pause you just to
Hmm.
say that as you come into the chamber, the wall explodes inward from opposite you, and the biggest troll you have ever seen, and I'm talking 20 meters,
Hmm.
plus moving like a landslide, suddenly comes bursting in, roaring, and yeah, seeming like it wants to take the child.
I absolutely have a move, though I'm thinking maybe it would be fair to give Ravi a turn here, since she would be in
Yeah.
the back and she would have a better understanding of what is happening.
And she's the only one that hasn't gotten to kill one of these things yet.
Oh no. As soon as the troll bursts out, Ravi looks at the other two. Well, boys, yours to take, yours to argue over who gets the kill. I will calm down the child. As she casually approaches the child. Also dropping off the cloud of suspicion now, so that it's not messing things up.
I will just shout after her, "Thanks, Ravi, you're the best!"
And yeah,
Okay.
if the child allows itself to be approached without interference, then that is what she will be doing.
The child allows you to approach it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As you get towards this troll, you get a sense that it can't see. It's blind. And it's reacted purely on instinct. It's reacting on the energy that this child is emanating, and it's full of primal fury.
Is this an information provided to Ravi, or
No,
like
I'm saying you can perceive that it doesn't seem to be able to see. Yeah, as you
like
get close to it.
all of us can see that?
Yeah.
As Owain sees that, he's in the process of taking a small little berry from his pocket, about to eat that. That would be the divine fruit, which I'm going to post in the chat soon enough. But before Owain attacks, he's going to be nice enough to share with Basim this time, shouting towards him, "Basim, hit it in the face!"
You got it, mate.
And I'm going to, if I may, I am probably going to describe what I'm going to do first, because that may have an effect about what happens afterwards. Owain is going to consume the divine fruit, which essentially replenishes a bunch of stamina and stabilizes wounds temporarily. But also makes the user enter an altered state of too much confidence. So that's something to take
Same
note
thing
of.
I had earlier.
Yep. And then Owain is going to rush towards the troll. And as he's doing that, he's going to finally cast off his training weights. So he should get a boost to strength proportional to how much of a burden they were this entire mission. I think they were a big burden, to be fair. And as Owain is approaching, having the boost from the divine fruit and the boost from the training weights, finally for the first time coming off this entire mission, he's going to jump at the foot of the troll, dig his Earthshapers into like the leg of the troll, where its ankle would be, kinda, trying to control it with the Earthshapers. And he's just going to try to like grab onto the ankle and use all of his strength to just snap the ankle, sort of like turn the wolf foot, like 90 degrees at least.
Okay.
And then we can go to Basim hitting it in the face.
So you successfully managed to twist its ankle, forcing it to fall backwards. Is that what you were hoping?
Yep, Owain's hope is that as he gets also hit in the face afterwards, hopefully it collapses, but we'll see about that.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to go to Ravi actually before we go to the punch. So you've managed to get up to this sobbing child.
Mm-hmm. And once she's close enough, it is adult size, but she's still gonna, like, she probably has to actually look up at it, but she's still going to reach out with her hand and go on her tippy toes to try and soothingly like, you know how you like caress someone's head when you're trying to calm them down,
Mm-hmm.
like you brush their hair.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like doing that at like the highest point you can reach. If it is the head, good. If it's just the shoulder, then that's also fine.
Okay.
There. It'll all be fine. We're
As
here
you
now. We're here to help you.
as you reach up, the crystalline tears that have been falling, um, you touch them, and you get visions of this child as a god being worshipped as like the guardian deity of this area of the mountain. Um, and you get glimpses of this ancient civilization sort of worshipping the child, off making offerings, and you see the child feeling loved, feeling um, that it had something to protect, to look after, and then you see that civilization slowly dying out, and then just cold, being alone, having nothing, and feeling its power slowly dwindling as that faith fizzles out.
We're here now. We can. You don't have to be. You don't have to be lonely anymore down here. We're here now. We can be here for you. And I'm sure if we tell people around this area more about you, then they'll come back to worship you, to give you offerings, to give you some love and attention. I'm sure we can figure out a way.
So as you offer this emotional support, you can see that the sort of strong luminescent like lunar glow of the child is diminishing, and it's not crying as much. Um, let's go to the punch in the face.
Nice. So, yeah, first thing is that when I get permission from Owain, I immediately clutch at the training weights that I have around my wrists, unlatch my manacles, which slam down into the ground with a thud, stretch a bit, like, feels good to be finally rid of those. And similar to what Owain did, because these are training weights, they're the same item, they make me a bit faster and stronger, I think. Is that right? Bonus to speed and strength, yeah. Probably not quite as much of a bonus as Owain got, because his have probably been a bit more impactful. But yeah, same idea. And after doing that, limit break, is that back off of cooldown? It is low.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sweet. So yeah, and also my ancestral blade, mid cooldown, but it's been a while since I used it. Is it available?
Yes, would say yeah.
Epic. Okay, so yeah, once again, say a quick little prayer to my ancestors, ending in amen, as I grow my sword into a huge giant sword, which is more deadly than normal. And I forgot to do this last time, but it also gets a pitched effect, which I'm just going to pitch that it's like glowing brightly with this jade energy that I have that from my gi and such, just kind of enhancing its magical potency or something. Pretty basic. And then I activate by shouting, first of all, at the big guy that we are here to save this godchild, and you are blaspheming against their existence by breaking into this sacred chamber, and that shall not stand. As I teleport up towards its face with Limit Break, and also I start to scream as I put all my focus into charging up an ultimate strike, which is basically the sword starts glowing more powerfully with this jade aura, and then as I swipe the sword across the way, like diagonal slash across towards this thing's face, I shout out, Ketsuga Zensho, which is a blatant rip-off of Getsuga Tensho from Bleach. And basically, a big giant sort of like wave of green energy is how this ultimate strike looks. And the it's treated as a disproportionately powerful, purely offensive manifestation. So basically, like a really, really powerful sword slash.
Mm-hmm.
And this is already made dramatically more deadly by the Ancestral Blade effect. Plus my arcane is 3 already, so it's already reasonably powerful manifestations, even without being dramatically boosted twice over. So yeah, big giant slash of green glowing energy right across the thing's face.
Okay. Because I think you need this.
Oh yeah, also I'm up in the air, so I will probably be falling and possibly breaking something after this happens.
Yeah. Because I think you need, from a sense of upmanship and satisfaction, you need this to work.
In character. Out of character, I don't care. It's totally fine to make it fail.
Despite the fact that you're effectively fighting a 20-foot, like 20-meter being,
Yeah.
like a mountain. I'm going to say, because of all of the charge up, the hardship, that your superpowered hit actually has a substantial blow, and where are you aiming for?
So basically like this, just diagonally across its face, from going through one eye and towards its chin.
Yeah. So let's say you cleave its head in that line from the eye across to the chin, and you can see that part of it as it collapses back, having been put off its center of balance by Owain. You can see that part of its head just slide in, and it collapses back.
And then I fall 20 meters to the ground.
And then you fall 20 meters to the
ground. So yeah, as I'm falling, just a shout of triumph, which cuts off abruptly with a like, ah! as I crack my legs against the ground.
Wait, can I react to that?
If you want, sure.
Yeah. Sorry, so the head was sliced in half, right?
Yeah.
Well, okay, that is no longer an issue, I'm imagining. Unless it's going to be collapsing on top of us. Alright, how far away is Basim as he's falling?
20 meters
foot.
up in the air.
Yeah, but like horizontally, how far away? Not vertically.
Pretty close, probably.
Yes.
Yeah, I would imagine so. Well, wouldn't it be convenient to have the Wings of Mercy right now? Those are on cooldown. Fuck.
I'm going to say, as you see him hurtling, he's actually hurtling towards exactly where you are.
Alright, and I do still have the boost to strength, the boost to speed from the training weights, and the recently eaten berry. 2 pluses to vigor on top of that, and 2 pluses to might. I think I should be able to probably catch him and hold him like without suffering too much.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm gonna do that. Just like try to actually catch
So
him, and of course Owen knows to like drop a little bit as he's falling, right, to like have the impact sort of like dissipate a little bit. He's really relying on the Hurach as well, like stabilizing him.
Basim, after his explosive, heroic, very dramatic, like show of strength, falls, and Owain jumps up, and Princess carries him down to the ground. So much so that kind of like sense of exhilaration, upmanship, and like, yeah, I got a big one, completely disappears.
As the two
As
of
you're,
us look eyes, and
as,
there's just a little small spark.
as you're,
Yeah.
as,
Basim is not going to get embarrassed in his moment of triumph. So I just completely play along with this Princess Kari moment. Just put one arm around his shoulders and go, "Oh, my hero."
Owen was going to like generally say like good job, but that he's not sure how to react. He's just going to.
Oh.
I think he was just going to run to the child. Now he just kind of like stops and nods and continues running. He's
Oh,
not sure if
nice.
he should actually. He probably should like be actually like putting him down on the ground. But I don't think the moment he realizes, he just continues holding Basim.
so with that, let's go back to Ravi. So you console the child, and as it calms down and stops crying, the light that it's emitting reduces, and you get a sense that everything in the mountain is calming down. Um, any sort of motion of trolls running through walls and trying to get to where you are, you get a sense that they're turning around to basically go back to sleep and rest.
Mhm. She looks up at it with a faint, not just, no, with a small smile, and continues to almost surprisingly gently, given how she's been the entire mission, like, more serious, but surprisingly gently, like, caressing it to keep and continue calming it down. Not even saying words at this point, just being there, being a physical calming presence for it to also stay calm.
Okay. And with that, and with calm settling over the mountain, you feel your badges start to ping.
Owain is still rushing very dramatically towards the child as he's holding
Yeah.
Basim. No, as the badge bangs, I think he just like stops so abruptly, like out of nowhere. Like he almost follows over. I would say only because of the Hurachas, he doesn't actually follow over.
Have you put Basim down by this point, or you run?
Yeah, I think he takes a moment, and then it's just says, "Oh yes, good job, you did well," and he's just going to put him down.
Thanks. You did pretty great too. I probably would have like broken my legs falling there if you hadn't caught me. So, yeah, good teamwork on taking down the big guy. I guess we did like more or less even. I might have been slightly ahead in terms of the damage output, but you did really good too. And
I am genuinely flattered you would say so. Given that he has seen Basim and how he reacts, right? And he's going to give him a bow, which is not a deep bow anymore, but it feels more sincere because of that,
nice,
right? Like a semi-casual one.
Yeah. Yeah, and I will give you a thumbs up because Basim's not really a bowing kind of person. But yeah, thumbs up and a grin. And although the badges are pinging, I think I would keep on going over to Ravi rather than leaving immediately, because I'm not actually convinced that killing the big guy was the actual solution. I even Basim, with his baseline intelligence, probably thinks that it's what Ravi was doing that actually solved the issue. So yeah, I would walk on over and just say, "Hey, you seem to have calmed the kid down. Good job."
Yeah. I've thankfully managed to calm it down. It just needed someone to be there for it. It just needed not to be alone anymore, really.
Awesome, that's great. Just one teeny tiny little question. When we leave, won't it be like alone again?
Yeah, I'm planning on coming back to this on my own time and telling the locals about that the child god exists, and well, they can start bringing it offerings again and showing that they do care about it.
As
And as
Owain,
she says this, she actually takes off her capitaine and um, puts it next to the child as a kind of promise of returning and, well, making sure that it does not stay alone.
Oh, nice.
you have
Which
very
also reveals her bunny ears, by the way.
no. As Owain is saying, you also have very strange hair.
Yeah.
He's realizing that you humans can like apparently have bunny ears. So
Yeah.
Oh, she's not a human.
yeah, well,
But
she appears human in her face, right?
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, she got bunny ears, I got snake eyes, and Owain is a badger.
Oh my god, I think there's even more of like nature rivalry now between Basim and Owain, right?
Oh yeah.
Badgers do hunt snakes quite often. Anyways. Owain is going to be approaching. He was going to do this the first time until the big fucking troll arrived. That changed plans a little bit. He's going to reach into his pocket and get his lump of clay, which is an item called Prima Materia, which can be very quickly shaped into various shapes. And he's just going to be turning that lump of clay into like a ceramic animal. Let's say a badger on 4 wheels. And it's going to be ceramic, and of course with like a step of finger that gets instantly like turned into a very like high quality ceramic that doesn't just like break immediately, as he's going to be handing that to the child. There you go, little one. Perhaps that will keep you occupied for a bit.
It looks down at what you've offered it, and you can see it's happy.
You know how this works, right? And Owen like actually drops on his knees and like he just plays with that toy for a little bit, like this is how it moves along the ground as he's going to be handing it.
It takes one of its fingers that is quite big and sort of moves it.
Yes, yes, like that. And Owen is just as he's standing up going to give the child a single pat on the hand, with which I would like to activate Tremor Sense, just sort of like conveying the idea that everything is going to be okay.
Okay.
I guess this is like two beings just sort of like communicating just very briefly on like a higher level.
I will say, as it was moving your little badger on wheels, it didn't control its force, and the wheels did get crushed a bit. So it was just sort of like friction across the ground, and it looks at you as if like, oh.
I don't. It's fine. I can make wheels. He's just going to grab the badger, like pretty much like crush it in his hands, and just create the exact same thing again because that's how Prima Material works. There you go. But be careful with it. I cannot be doing this forever.
And when you activate Tremor Sense, you can get some of the visions that Ravi had of this god being deified by this civilization. You can see that your offering kind of reminds them of when it had many offerings and when it was celebrated.
Good. I think Owain is going to be sitting there for a little bit, trying to think of ways to very much like over-engineer that little toy so that it doesn't break, like ever.
Well, at that point, I think since the two of you seem to have it entertained, and I can't think of any way to actually help with that, I would just say, well, it was great fighting with you guys and getting to save this little godchild thing. And you both did great. Thanks, Ravi, for letting us have the big guy. That was appreciated. I'm sure you could have taken it if you wanted to, but it was a lot of fun. Hope we get to fight together again sometime soon.
How much spirit does Basim have?
2.
At that mention, Rari just looks over at him like, no, the fuck I couldn't have. Like, just so much self-doubt in her eyes.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, I will, despite my spirit, choose to ignore that. And I just think she's being modest. And I'll just say, anyway, I did kind of get my face caved in at one point, and as I say this, I sort of push on my forehead, and it sort of like visibly caves in. I might have a bit of brain damage, so I should probably go see Enclave Medical.
That's like a good idea, yeah.
So at that point, I will part my badge and ping out.
After pondering for enough time, Owain is going to approach a wall, and well, he's not going to have furrowed eyebrows because he's a badger, and those eyebrows don't really move a lot at all. But they would if he had the proper mimicry, or like movement of muscles. And he's going to reach for a wall, activate Geomorph, and shape the wall itself, or like a piece of the wall, ripping it off, into that little badger toy on wheels. And he's just going to give it a few pats and just going to be inspecting various elements to make that geomorph a permanent thing for additional essence cost, which is something a geomorph can do.
Nice.
So going to make a toy which is more proportionally sized and more sturdy, because made of actual frog and not clay. But yeah, after a while, he's going to introduce the child to that thing. But I think he would like ping out. He's trying to help. I don't think he's actually like very good with children. I mean, he's like 13 himself. So.
Yeah, I think Ravi would have pinged out at some point between Basim's and Owain's, like sticking around for a bit, but she doesn't have much more than that she can offer other than just the comfort of another person here, and that she can't do forever. And the sooner she gets out of here and writes the report on the mission for the Enclave, the sooner she can return and tell the locals about the child. So
yeah.
Okay. So you all ping out. It was a mission success. And you all get back to Enclave. You get your face patched up. It was a lot worse than you thought it was.
Yeah.
You didn't actually realise, but the whole conversations you'd had at the end, you were dribbling quite profusely.
That makes sense.
Even in like the princess carols, I thought, thank you. Yeah. So, shall we reflect on the mission and answer? I can answer any questions you might have.
Sure.
Did you catch on the focus words and how they were incorporated in?
I wonder where the environmental storytelling skeleton was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was very immersive, though, I must say.
It was very
Yeah.
immersive.
I think I caught on to all of them.
Yeah. I mean, my one was pretty easy to figure out, given that everything was glowing. The
Yeah.
god produced glow, the crystals produced glow, I produced glow. There was lots of glow.
Yep.
And Jules one definitely made the most interesting part of the mission because, no offense, Tomáš, the skeleton was a thing that existed. But yeah,
It was
the
perfect.
mountain, the moon cave, and the sad god was definitely a great focus word.
Yeah. I was like, how on earth am I supposed to incorporate this skeleton? It was just like, well, he's going to be behind a curtain.
It was very funny. The skeleton.
It was very silly, yeah.
Oh,
So, okay.
it
Any
was good.
questions around anything around the mission?
So, are the people alive somewhere?
Oh yeah, the miners. Whatever happened to
No,
them?
they were all killed.
By the
Oh,
trolls,
no.
Were they eaten? That's a good question. Were they eaten by the trolls, or were they just killed and dragged away, chucked down a chasm somewhere?
They were just killed. They weren't eaten.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. What do you want them to have been eaten? Yeah, they were eaten.
No,
Nice.
no, I didn't say anything.
You seem disappointed, so you know.
I was more. I mean, if I was a troll and walking through a mountain and I saw a random dead body, I wouldn't not eat it.
But they only eat Christians, and there was nothing sort of God-fearing or godlike about these smugglers.
Oh,
Fair
interesting.
enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the ritual. You said that it was intended to be used to communicate. Were they literally just trying to communicate with like their contacts to sell the idols, or was there actually some specific like magical entity that they were trying to communicate with?
I think they were trying to communicate with this child.
Ah.
Because they'd been there long enough that they had a sense that there was something there. That child was effectively dormant and asleep, and through doing what they were doing and trying to like wake something or communicate with it, they ended up waking it up. And the trolls are actually supposed to be the protectors of the child, but with the emotional instability and it producing this luminescent glow, that was actually having a negative effect on them and like riling it up. Yeah.
Yeah, you actually did a great job designing this like whole scenario. It's such a cool, like, interesting setting just to come off. I mean, obviously Tomáš and I had some influence with our focus words, but like primarily that's just like one sentence from Jules inspired you to create this whole setting, which is really cool.
Yeah. Well, did you enjoy it?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Great mission.
Is there any deep background to the skeleton, or is it like a in-universe Easter egg that somehow exists?
So I just thought it would be funny to make it actually.
It's just an Easter egg, basically.
It's just an Easter egg, yeah. It might come back in other stories. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
actually would be quite funny. Just like all these different missions across Manifold, across time and space. It's just like there's always this random skeleton just sitting there for some reason. It never moves. It has no apparent means of moving from place to place, but somehow It just keeps showing up.
It's responsible for all the ambient noise.
It
I
was,
should make that into character.
It
I
was-
should make that into a character.
Oh yeah.
You already have a skeleton character.
Yeah.
I had two. One died for the second time.
Yeah. No, wait until you've got negative stats as a thing, and then put negative into vigor. The skeleton literally cannot move. You just have to be carried around by other agents the whole time.
To make environmental noises.
I was kind of hoping you wouldn't pull the curtain to one side, and then you'd have other like odd things, like odd noises, and because it was supposed to be like the way I imagined it was like someone going into a 4D experience, to be like throwing water at you and sort of doing stuff
Cool.
like that.